Salute. You already know it's Mr. Hood Love, Mikey B, and this is Hood Love TV. Bad Mikey Takeover. Bad Mikey Takeover. Today, I will be reacting to Hocus 45th and his Drop My Flag Challenge. Styles P tapping in and supporting it. And, some of the people that have been going against it. I'm going to react to the whole thing. Bad Mikey is going to react to the whole thing today. I'm going to start this video off by saying, salute to Hocus 45th and the work that he's doing out here in the community for these kids, and for these elders too. You know what I mean? Because a lot of people out here need leadership. It's a lot of lacking in leadership. So I fully support Hocus 45th and what he's doing with the Drop My Flag Challenge. Relly, Moolah, the Latin King brother that I've seen, and all the brothers that are, adding their voices to this Drop My Flag Challenge. In this video, I'm going to give you some history, some blood history, some history of my own, some blood history, and how, the whole culture of gang on the East Coast and how it came to us and where it's at right now today and how it's so far removed. I'm also going to talk about, some of the people that have been speaking against the Drop My Flag Challenge. I'm going about that as well. So, I started banging in the 90s, in the mid 90s, first generation. And, I was blood for over 20 years while in prison. Most of the time I was a big homie. I had status for most of the time that I was blood. Which was from 1996 to 2017, 2019, whatever you want to say. 1996 to 2019. Now, when I originally joined Blood, what we did we were fighting against the oppression that Black men faced in the state prison and on Rikers Island against Latin Kings and other gangs, right? We also fought against corrupt COs and we fought against oppression, right? So we resisted oppression. Blood came to the East Coast as a fight to stop oppression against Black people in prison. That's it, that's that. When I became a part of that, I became a part of that to fight as a part of the People's Army on the East Coast, right? And at that time, it was a righteous cause. It was a righteous cause. I was neutral when I first started banging with the homies and helping them. And I said, I'm putting all this work. I might as well just be blood because, I'm doing all this stuff, so I might as well be blood. And at that time, really, the Latin Kings or the Nietas never really did anything to me, or Spanish neutral brothers. They didn't do anything to me, but I seen what was going on with other brothers and other people. And for the most part, why I really joined Mikey B, why I really joined is because the Bloods were the only people that I seen fighting against the oppression that we faced against racist COs specifically. We fought specifically against prison torture. We were being tortured while we were on Rikers Island by corrupt cops. That was my main fight. The only people that did that as a group in New York State was Bloods. The only people that I seen fight against the oppression against COs was Bloods. And that's why I really joined the Bloods. Because the Latin Kings and the Netas or Spanish neutrals never did nothing to me. I never had a real problem with them personally against myself. Now, we see where Blood is at and the gang situation is at on the East Coast in New York City, in New York State specifically. And it's a total 360 of what we fought, and sacrificed our lives, our freedom, and our safety for. It's a total reverse of that now. These kids, these brothers, these elders, these adults is out here destroying their own people and destroying their own community. That's what I signed off. When I seen that it was so out of control, when I could do nothing, and I knew I would have if I stayed in line with blood that I would have to destroy my peoples. That's when I got out. I knew it was no, I would have to either that or they would destroy me. And I'm not gonna let I wasn't gonna let nobody do nothing to me, but I couldn't be around that because I understood that, it became a dog eat dog world, right? Um, Hocus 45th, great job. A lot of people are like trying to use the federal indictment that Hocus 45th has caught. They're trying to use that to say, hey, he's only doing this because he's under a federal indictment, and it will look good for him if he did that. What's wrong with him looking good? What's wrong with him dropping the gang when he sees that it's costing him his freedom? What's wrong with that? There's nothing wrong with that. And I have seen Hocus 45th post brothers that spoke against him and to drop my flag challenge. And I think one of the brothers is a blazer. I don't know him personally. I think his name is KT. I don't know if he sex money murder. I don't know. Um, but he's saying like when it get hot, while you sliding now, don't drop your flag now while it's getting hot. I'm saying we all are different people. We all have different degrees of what we can deal with, of the pressure that we can take, right? And if this is his end, then why not? And I understand. I caught multiple new charges in prison for Damu. While being an active blood member, while being a big homie, I caught multiple new charges and I still stayed in the game. But that don't make me better than him. Because if that's his win, if that's the time that he sees the light, if that's his time, then you cannot push these people past their time, right? This is why you see all these people telling, because and I'm not saying Hocus 45th is going to tell, or he's even thinking about telling. You see all this telling because y'all are trying to get a bunch of people to do things that they're not really built for. You got all these dudes out of position. Obviously, we were built for the things that we got into because we all held it down. We won the war and we took whatever came with it. So obviously, we were the people that was fit for that time. But that time in New York, that time has came and gone. Right now, it's only a destructive factor. It's nothing productive coming out of that. And historically, these people use our strengths against us. They use our unity. They use our organizations against us. That's what you're seeing happen with hip hop. That's what you're seeing happen with the gang. That's what you're seeing happen with blood on the East Coast. They're using that shit against us now to destroy us, to destroy each other. Yo, Shaheem, salute to everybody pulling up. Yo, Fat Kev, Stone to the Bone. Salute to everybody pulling up. You already know what it is, man. But it's no bad time to make the right move. There is no bad time for you to make the right move in your life. There is no bad time to make a good change in your life. You know what I'm saying? And Hocus 45th is not a kid. Hocus 45th is older, right? So he should, truthfully, a lot of these dudes should have been out. A lot of us should have been out. A lot of these dudes, they not putting in no work. A lot of these old dudes that's talking on the internet against this, and I'm not saying the Blazer was. I don't know him personally. Like I said, I don't know brother KT, and I'm not talking about him with this. I see Pimp up here on the internet. Pimp is speaking against this drop my flag challenge, and he dropped his flag. How could you drop your flag? Oh, he got kicked out. I mean, he got kicked out, faded. I don't know what he did, but he ain't in. If you ain't in, how are you talking against the drop my flag challenge if you're not even in? You had your time, Pimp, to put on and to be active, and you failed horribly. You went through a mag when it was time for you to put in work, and got caught with a razor, a razor when you know you can't, excuse me, not a razor, a metal shank. You know you can't bring that. You're a seasoned vet. You know you can't bring that through a magnometer. But when your homies went out there to get busy in Comstock, when the Hercs went out there, when the war was on, and when you were supposed to show up, you ain't showed up. But you on the internet speaking about people that's trying to drop their flag and you ain't banging. Don't listen to these dudes. You can't listen to these dudes, yo. These the dudes that ain't putting no work. They didn't do nothing. While we was all on the front line putting in work, all of us on the sideline, the realest dudes in the streets of New York right now is working in the organizations. The Moshes, the Nacies, the Jocks. These are the realest dudes that came out of these organizations. The Pee-wees, the Ashans, the Shabes. These are the real dudes that really put in the work. They not out here promoting no, they all promoting positive things for these kids in these communities, bro. And you got these fake gangbangers that's trying to lavish in the life and trying to still use these kids and use their power over people because they know while we was putting in our own work, they was worried about somebody else putting in work. So they need these kids. They need people under them. They need people because they don't do nothing. You can't listen to these type of dudes, yo. These dudes failed horribly at gangbanging during the time when you had everything to be that dude. You had every opportunity to be wild, to get busy, and to do all this shit y'all talking about on the internet, and y'all didn't show up. They didn't show up. And now they on the internet preaching to these kids to stay in the gang, and they know we was not about this. We was not about the destruction of our people. We was not about the destruction of our communities. Of course, don't get me wrong, we did bad. We put in work. We was doing not we was doing wrong. Don't I'm not coming up here trying to be the most righteous person. I'm giving you the reality. I'm giving you the real. We was some bad dudes, but we got behind a good cause and we rolled for our peoples. That is undocumented, that is unsaturated history. Nobody can go against that. Nobody can tell you what I'm saying is a lie. We were the only one in mass going against corrupt cops in Attica, Comstock, Auburn. We the only ones that did that. Elmira, Clinton, we the only ones. We the only group. We the only organization. That's unquestionable. On records, it's unquestionable. The dude Adam 22. I don't really want to talk about him too much because I don't want to promote him. Of course, he is a federal. He's an agent. He's working. Look how many dudes from the West Coast have went to prison on his channel. Of course he's working. Of course he's going to speak down about us uniting, about us doing something right. The only reason why he was able to come to New York and be in the Bronx and be out there with Bobby Smurda in Brooklyn and all that is because of gangs. He wants the gang to keep going because he can control it with a little bit of money, with a small bag. The Crip homie that blew his hand off, he wouldn't even give him 50,000 for an interview. He bring his ops up there. He's feeding them dudes pennies over there. 50,000, he couldn't give him 50,000. He got his hand blew off. And that was your man. Y'all was really rolling like that. I forget the Crip brother's name, but salute to him. I forget his name, but he wouldn't give him 50,000. Homie got up off there. Soon as son left, he bring all his opposition up there. The Crip dude. He doesn't care. He knows he can control a gang with a. He said we on the West Coast. How is Adam 22 using 4 extra? Thank you, Source Boy Verse. 4 extra. How is he using we and he ain't in a gang? He not a gangbanger. He ain't even from LA. How you talking about we? He's saying we. That shows you how he's thinking. He's saying we because he knows he controls them. A couple of dollars he can pull up anywhere. He can do what he want. Salute to Styles P, man. Salute to Styles P. on my Instagram, you'll see Styles P been supporting Hocus 45th and this whole thing. He's going back and forth with Adam 22 right now. I'm glad he's using his powerful voice to back this, because this is good for us. And I'm not saying whoever want to stay in there and be a part of that and do that, do what's right while you was there. I try to do what's right while I was there. I try to be a good dude. I try to do what's right, but good dudes don't really last. Good dudes don't really last in that gang shit. You know what I'm saying? I try to be a good dude to do right by people, but that shit don't last. You know what I'm saying? But salute to Styles P. Salute to Styles P for adding his voice, bro. More dudes are supposed to be adding their voice to something positive like this. Yeah, salute to Shaquell too. Shaquell, I seen Shaquell do a nice post. I tried to share it, but he doesn't have it where you can share it. You just gotta like clip it and share it. I'm gonna clip it and share it. But Shaquell did the right thing as well. You see what I'm saying? And to the brothers that want to stay and be a part of that, that's good too. But make sure you're doing the right things by your peoples. Use that energy, use that power to do the right thing for the peoples. All right, you want to be there? All right, ain't nothing. All right, stay there. But understand what you're staying into. You see where this is all going. You know what I'm saying? He always trying to, and he always trying, yo, real heifer, he always trying to start beefs and start stuff Adam 22, bro. But that's his job. That's what he's supposed to do. I'm not even mad at Adam 22. I'm really not. I don't really want to promote him. I don't really want to talk about him too much. I'm not mad at him because he got a job to do, just like we got a job to do. He has a job to do. He a devil and he working. He's working against our peoples. That's his job. We all speaking about it on the internet. West Coast dudes speaking about it. East Coast dudes speaking about it. Thorough Street dudes speaking about it. So everybody sees it. It's you're blind if you can't see it. You blind if you can't see it. But he got a job to do. And we got our job to do. All of us. We all got a job to do for our peoples, for our community. If you really about that, if you really like that. You know what I'm saying? Yo, Smitty, salute. A lot going on TV in the building. You already know. Right. You gotta learn that. You gotta learn the rule. But let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. Yo, Shaheen. You're right. Learn the true history and purpose. But people know the real history and purpose. Stuff is like it is in the streets now is because the people that knew the real history and purpose pushed their own agenda. They push their own agenda. They using this just for their own come up. Dudes is using this for their own come up. They use that thing, they're using a rod, they're using blood, they're using these gangs for their own personal come. They don't care about you or nobody else or the gang. They don't care about that. They care about their personal come ups. Right? Look at the YSL. This is why the gang is really bad. That RICO. Look at YSL. You didn't hear them talking about nobody outside of their gang telling on them. Gunner, Woody, whoever the other dudes is that copped out a toll. It don't make a difference. But you don't hear Young Thug in an interview. He didn't talk about anybody outside of YSL telling on them. The gangs are already infiltrated with CIs. They already infiltrated with people that gonna tell. All they gotta do is put the case together and you wrapped up already. The gang is infiltrated. It's an easy way. This is the easiest way for you to go to prison. Why you think it was promoted in the movies? Why you think it's promoted in the movies, in the music? This is how it came to the East Coast. They used that like pollen throughout the world. They sold it to the world, and we can easily make you a slave through this RICO. I can easily, once you join that gang, your ass is mine. I don't care if you did something or not. You could did a little something over here. He did a little something over there. He stabbed somebody. You sold a nickel bag over there. He had a gun. We put y'all on a RICO and y'all made $200. The RICO wasn't made for that, bro. The RICO was made to lock up the worst criminals in these organizations that they could not catch. They was made for the mob. The RICO was made for the mob, not this little gang dumb shit that's going on in our communities, but they using it against us. The RICO wasn't made for that. The RICO wasn't made for this little gang shit that's going on. And I'm not saying everything that's going on is not to the level of that. But most of these RICOs that we see, they grabbing this dude out of this jail, they grabbing a few dudes from this state, a few dudes from that state, and putting y'all all together. That RICO wasn't made for that. You had a gun. I seen RICOs where he had a gun. He made 2,500 in drugs. This dude called a shot and somebody got cut. I seen all kind of bullshit ass RICOs, bro. You are just making it easy for law enforcement to lock you up being a part of the gang in 2025. You are making it easy for them to mess your life up and make you a slave, bro. That's all it is. They push that on us. The same people that marketed the gang to us is the same people that are locking us up. Understand that got to us. They didn't come to us to the East Coast because the West Coast dudes came over here and turned us all blood. That came through us through what I'm on now, the media. That came to the East Coast through the media. And we latched on to it. OG Mac put it together. And now look. And now look. Through a fake connection, not even a real connection. Through a fake connection, that shit came over here. That has to be spoken on. Through a fake connection, that shit came over here, bro. And populated from the top down, the East Coast, all the way down to the Florida Keys. These same sets that was made in New York State. Come on, bro. If anybody got to make this call, it got to come from New York. It got to come out the Bronx like Hocus 45th did. If anybody makes this type of call, it got to come from the same places where it was birthed at on the East Coast, bro. It got to come from the same place, yo. Right, Cheyenne? That's facts. The streets, once we dictated we ain't grow up following rappers. Rappers followed us. Not everybody follows the rappers. It can't. And let me tell you something. If it had a little bit of productivity, I wouldn't be on the internet right now. If they was out there marching the Bloods and you see dudes out there, and I'm not saying they don't, because some do. Some do. It's a small percentage. It's a small percentage of Bloods that are working in the community that are active. I'm not gonna lie, I see them out there. I've seen them out there. But it's a small percentage. It's a very small percentage that are doing good work in the community as opposed to the legion that are destroying communities. We didn't sacrifice and put in work for y'all to be out here doing that shit. We didn't do that. We went against that. When you came to prison and you had these cases where you cut old people, you did things to women, and we know what kind of things we talking about to women. We got at you. We got with you. We got your case. We knew your face, and we got at you. We got with you. If you had any cases like that, so we was against all that type of stuff. We was against that wholeheartedly. So there's no way that an OG supposed to be on the internet going against what Hocus 45th, especially a first generation OG, should be going against that. Pimp is a whole goofy, bro. These dudes ain't got nothing going for them but that old gang shit they did in 1994. Dudes ain't got no motion out here. They don't got nothing. So they just trying to lord over kids, over people with old history. Pimp ain't do shit in the 2000s. It's 2025. That nigga ain't do nothing. And he on the internet talking this gang shit, bro. I was on Rikers Island from 1996. I came home in 2021. Straight. Never heard of Pimp putting in no work while I was in jail. While I was in jail, my time from 1996 to 2021, I never heard of Pimp putting in no work. If I'm wrong, please tell me. Put it in the comment section, like the other bozo says. Put it in the comment section if I'm wrong. From 1996 to 2021, when I left prison, only thing I know about Pimp is he got stabbed up and a dude put a knife in his pocket. And he up here on the internet talking against people drop their flag and he not even banging. What kind of bozos we got out here, bro? What kind of bozos is these, bro? So I'm gonna stand. I'm standing up. So it is what it is. These dudes that's doing this stuff got my 100% backing, yo. They got my 100% backing, yo. If I gotta pull up, I'm gonna pull up. They got my 100% backing with this, yo. If I gotta pull up, I'm gonna pull up, bro. And if I pull up, if I gotta pull up on these dudes, bro, Styles P, Hocus 45th, listen, they got back and they got us in the streets. They got dudes out here. And if I gotta pull up, it's not gonna be nice, bro. I ain't playing. So play with us if you want. We got soldiers out here still. If I gotta take my jersey out the Raptors, if I gotta take my jersey out the Raptors, it's not gonna be nice, bro. I'm telling you, it's not gonna be nice, bro. Dudes, coward ass dudes up here on the internet running their mouth. Ain't putting no work. Ain't putting no work. Tell him to talk about the work he put in. Tell him to talk about what he did. What work you put in, bro? What you did? Oh, you the big bro? You the big hurt pimp? What you did? When was your last movie? When the last time you got with something, bro? When is the last time you got crazy? You ain't do shit. And I don't be up here trying to go in like this, bro. But when I see that type of shit, like, come on, bro. I'm trying to like move away from this shit, bro. But anytime I see somebody doing positive, I'm going to support them, bro. Them dudes ain't putting no work, bro. I was on the front line. I was in all the jails. I was in all the jails. These dudes ain't putting no work, bro. That was our check. It wasn't who had the most money. It was who put in the most work. That's what we was about. I'm just being honest. I'm not promoting. I'm giving you real history. Our shit wasn't about who had the most money. It was about who got the most movies, who put in the most work, who got the busiest. That was how we got our rank. That's how we got our rank. Not who could talk the best, not who could make the codes, not who could do none of that. Who get the busiest? Who got the most movies? I'm just being honest. That's how we came up. And we wised up. And we wised up. We learned, we was physical because we didn't have the mental at that time. We was young, we was kids, and we didn't know nothing but to do that. Once we learned more, then we were able to do more. We were able to fight legally. We were able to build different things and do different things besides the 10% of putting in work. But at first, all we did was that. That was our measuring stick. And these dudes ain't got no work. So how they got the position? How they running their mouth? If you ain't got no work, if you ain't putting no work, how you got your mouth? How you running your mouth like that? Dudes ain't putting no work, bro. So dudes, if you coming out here and you talking against it, and I know you, and you talking against this movement, I'm gonna put your resume up here on this internet. So if you choose to talk against this movement where dudes is trying to get these communities together, I will, and I will come see you if I need to. And we can talk about it face to face. And we can talk about it face to face, bro. So that's how that's gonna go. That's how that's gonna go. I'm against the violence. I'm against the bullshit. But I'm also against these dudes going against our people and everything positive we trying to do against that. I'm not standing for that. I'm not standing for that. I'm not standing for that. No motion. He ain't got no motion. You ain't got no motion. You trying to hold on to that little shit you did in 1994 or 5 or whatever you did in that year. You trying to hold on to that shit. That's why you trying to promote and keep kids. Let me ask you this question, Pimp, because I know you watching. Did you give your daughter the oath? And I don't talk about kids. This is nothing against his daughter. Did you give your daughter the flag? Do you tell her the history? Because he talks highly about his kids. But you can come on the internet, and if you didn't do that to your daughter, but you can come on the internet and promote this bullshit to other people's kids, bro. You a goofy for that, man. Did you give your daughter the oath? Did you give her the oath? Did you tell her, don't drop your flag? Don't do what's right for your family, for your community, for yourself, for your own freedom? Did you tell your daughter that shit? Bozo ass dudes, man. Yo, salute, bro. I'm tight, man.
What up, man? What's the deal?
Yo, I'm good, bro. What's up, man?
Pimp out here trying to front, I see.
Bozo ass dude. Early in the morning, he was up here talking against the movement, bro. Salute to you. A lot going on TV. Smitty in the building.
Nah, you
Bozo ass
already know,
dude, bro.
man. You already know. Pimp, we already know Pimp got issues. You understand? Dudes ain't dudes ain't healed from their past issues. And that's what we gotta understand when we dealing with dudes like Pimp. You feel what I'm saying? He's still stuck in his second childhood, you know. I just don't I just can't jack anything that God do over there. You know what I'm saying? Like I
Horrible,
try to
bro.
reason with him at times, but let's put it out there. And that's what we have to start doing. Putting it out there. We come home, right? And we know dudes is not solid, dudes ain't real, dudes ain't putting no work. You understand? Dudes move the crowd by having a bag, and we still put them up there on pedestals like they're somebody. You understand? For the world to, you know, gravitate to or make them sit, and it's not a good look, man. We got to start calling these dudes out. Dudes like Pimp, you only wrote a few codes. You ain't put in no pain at all. By the time I came up north, Pimp name wasn't even heard of. Just keeping it real. He wasn't one of those guys. He wasn't one of those guys. And
That's what
I was on the island for 8 months before I went up north. Like 8 to 10 months before I went up north. His name was ringing on the island. When I got up north, I never heard of that dude, saw that dude, nothing. Nothing. Not in 1 yard, calling not one shot under no nation. You
I
feel what
was
I'm
in
saying? So
Auburn
for
when he got stabbed up by Berry. And he got the knife thrown in his pocket. He got caught with the knife he got stabbed up with. He got the knife.
yeah,
Me,
that's
Bozo.
crazy. I never heard of him putting in no pain nowhere. You know what I'm saying? And it's sad to see dudes come up here 50
Let me
years
ask you
old.
this though. Let me ask you this though. How could you go against the drop my flag challenge? In the video, he said, I'm not blood no more though. How could you go against it? Like how? Like what are you talking about up here on the internet, bro? How I'm asking you, bro, like give me some insight into that. Like,
I mean, listen, he got 1 foot in, 1 foot out. You understand what I'm saying? like it's a lot of young brothers out here that's misled, and they still want to, you know, be um amongst, the corny shit, and he give them that. You know what I'm saying? He give them that. You know how that shit go. A lot of us was misled, man. A lot of us was misled. You know what I'm saying? And still young brothers out there that still follow him and think he's somebody. He's really not nobody.
Yo, salute to China in the building, right? Out of everybody, I thought China was gonna go against the drop my flag movement. I see him on the internet saluting Hocus 45th with the drop my flag movement. You heard? I was like, hold up. I was amazed with that. China? China? We got goofy ass pimp going against it, but we got China on the drop my flag challenge team. I thought for sure he was gonna take Hocus 45th up.
Going on, bro? Ain't no future in us killing each other over colors. I'm just keeping it real. Ain't no future in that, bro. We did that shit for millions of years. We seen in LA right now, nothing in LA came good from the Bloods and Crips. Nothing. I'm just keeping it. I mean, like for real, for real. Let's
When you talk about that, talk about Adam 22 as well. Give me your view on what on how his position on this.
sucker. You feel what I'm saying? Them dudes in LA is suckers because they let him play with that. Yet whether he said GD, BD, Vice Lord L, he's talking about everybody. You understand what I'm saying? The reason he did say Hoover, whatever, because he know dudes to get on his head. You know what I'm saying? But he's talking about your brother. You understand what I'm saying? Like he's talking about the culture that you live. You understand what I'm saying? How y'all letting him valley? He's a sucker for that. He's a culture vulture. You understand? And nobody should sit up there and support that dude. Period. I'm just keeping it real. But back to LA and the banging in LA. Nothing good came out of LA from that shit. Name one rich gangbanger in the street right now. Give me one successful gangbanger. I don't care. First of all, dudes be like, "Yo, he's a gangster and he's successful." No, he's a gangster and he changed his life around and he made some decisions to turn that dirty money into good money, and he's not out there doing the same shit no more. You feel what I'm saying? Because you can't be a gangster and 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 living that good life. It's not gonna happen. I'm just keeping it real, man. Like dudes gotta open their eyes, man.
P said, I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you right now. Let me go pull it up. Styles P, man. Salute to Styles P, man. I really, really, really respect Styles P, bro. Styles P, like he really got behind the movement, and he going back and forth with Adam 22 and all them on the internet. They all going back and forth about that stuff, bro.
He said hip hop come from gangs, Bloods and Crips and Hoovers and folks are the bloodline of hip hop. Yo, son, stop it. Break dancing, graffiti, uh, beatboxing, and battle rap. That's the bloodline of hip hop. You understand what I'm saying? That's the bloodline. Things of that nature. Ain't no gangs made hip hop. You know what I'm saying? Like, stop that. I disagree.
He went in. He went in on Adam 22 of them. Yeah. Check it out. Styles P is my guy. Styles P is my guy. I ain't gonna lie. I respect. Salute to Styles P, bro. I ain't gonna front, bro. A lot of dudes don't use their voice. They scared to use their voice for positive, for the right, for the right stuff. This is one of his posts. There's a whole lot of different members in gang. Hold on, let me give you the one I'm talking about. Let me give you what I'm talking about. Let me give you the one I'm talking about. Here we go. Here go one of them. Prayers up and a huge salute to my brother at Hocus 45th. Some run the race, some take a journey. He is going to receive backlash because the movement is forward. Send him a salute because I sure as shit do. You can play little man games, which involves caring about yourself, or big man games, which involves caring about the youth. The choice is yours.
Deep.
Now, look, most of the folks glorifying gangster-ish never did no gangster-ish. Go figure. Nerd up and enjoy your lives, young kings. It's better that way. You talking that talk, you heard?
A lot of you dudes was up north in the yard taking calls. I wasn't doing nothing. Dudes come out here and make it seem like they was the big. No, you was cooking. You was the hoster.
He said anybody. He said anybody.
That's crazy.
He said we a side error. That's it. Point blank. Pick a side and stick with it. I'm on the side that works for the youth, and the side that results in a quarter. L or getting smoked is not the side I picked to be on. And the side that results in a quarter to life or getting smoked is not the side to pick, beloved. I say that with the utmost respect. Stay out the way and mind your business. That's my word. You have more money and fun that way.
And I've been on this positive movement, telling dudes to stay out the way, going against this game. We've been doing this for 3, 4 years now. 3, 4 years now. This is not nothing new. Dudes ain't come.
Posted in my story. Look, I posted it in my story. Whoever is black and is still homeboys with the goofy white boy who mocked, wow, it went off. Hold on. It went off. I think he took it down. But he was saying whoever's friends with the goofy white boy, he like, yo, he need to be checked. I think, yo, he took it down. I think he took it down because it's off my story. I just got it right now. But I think he took it down. Oh, no, it's still up there. I'm bugging. Here it goes. Who mocked? Let me hold it.
Right button.
Here it is. Whoever is black and is homeboys with the goofy white boy who mocks putting down the flags for gang members, he must think y'all itches. Better G check that ish and tell him shut his devil federal mouth when he see black men trying to help black babies. Son is out of line. He totally out of line, bro. Them dudes on the West Coast got homie. Yo, salute to everybody pulling up in the building, man. You already know what it is, man.
Those ain't checking him
Nah, they supposed to check him, bro.
automatically. Like, yo, bro, if he want to do that, let him do that. We'll give you the right to sit up here and talk about. Come on, man. Like,
And all of them is in the comments. The dude is in the comments too. Look, this dude, Adam 22, all of them is in the comments on the show, y'all. They all comment to this. Adam 22 is in there, Whack 100 is in there. Look, look, Whack 100. First off, nobody tells us, the West, what to do with what we originated. Second off, the clown, he's clowning, doesn't have the right to rank or respect to dictate nothing. I guess he's talking about Hocus 45th. Third, we don't know what G check is. Adam 22, stay your course. Nobody had nothing to say when you was just running around in New York in all the Crip and Blood projects. Won't y'all start with G checking at it's Bobby Smurder? Show us what y'all really doing, but never think you can call a dog on what we better do. They saying check like Bobby Smurder for he was just in New York projects. See, they using that stuff. They saying I read the post. They saying check them dudes. You let him bring Bloods to the 60s. You see that, right? Now they using that as a way of saying we got the power. They using that as a way of saying El Plaga TV, yo, what up? Salute to everybody pulling up. Yo, Harlem, salute. Jaron. But they're saying, they're showing like we got the power. We just came through y'all hood. We stomped through y'all hoods. We got Bloods. We got Bloods and Crips hoods. We got Crips and Blood hoods. We just did what we want. We came over there. You see what I'm saying? So, and don't get me wrong, I love all of the West Coast homies. You know what I'm saying? I love all the people on the West Coast. But this is really a New York thing, an East Coast thing right now that we gotta straighten out. They can't straighten that shit out for us. A lot of them want us to stay on timing because they want that connection anyway, so they can come through and stomp through when they want to and control shit.
If we come back to the original and get back on New York timing and just state who we are, you know what I mean, and separate the colors, and like it'll be a different program, man. Like for real, for real. Them dudes. I don't respect the West. I'm just keeping it real. I don't respect the West. You know what I'm saying? Them dudes is funny. Um, uh, lot of snake activity over there. You know what I'm saying? Like it's on 100 over there. They do things to you know, come in, they act like they come in love and peace. You know what I'm saying? But then when they get back to their side, they make it seem like, yeah, nigga, I was running through New York. Nigga, ain't nobody say nothing. Da 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 da, this and that, da 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 da. But nah, you came in peace. You came in love. You didn't come on no aggressive tip. You understand what I'm saying? Because if you came on an aggressive tip, we know how to handle that. You understand what I'm saying? We know how to handle that. That's it. You know what I mean? But when y'all come over here on these sides and y'all saluting and showing love, of course we not gonna, you know, we not them type of guys. You know what I mean? Like you violate, you get violated. You don't violate, it's love. Keep it pushing. You know what I'm saying? Like y'all making content, but don't make it seem like shit is sweet over here. It's nothing sweet over here. That's why I don't like them West Coast dudes, because them dudes they they play both sides of the fences, man. I mean, a lot of snake activity. I don't respect Whack 100. I don't respect that other dude running around, that Pyru dude. You know what I'm saying? I just be busting out his mouth all day. You know what I'm saying? Like them dudes is funny, man. I'm just keeping it real, man. You know what I mean? I don't fuck with the West. Like I just don't.
Mikey, I'm cool with the challenge, but I just don't respect he started it after he got a RICO case. What you think about that? Yo, salute, Mo. Thanks for the comment.
He started it with the RICO case. Well, I never saw Hocus 45th really on gangbang timing. Every time Hocus 45th came up here, um, it's like his shows kind of strayed away from the gang banging activity. You feel what I'm saying? So I don't really think it was the the RICO case. I think it was more of him being an activist in his community. You understand what I'm saying? And actually being tired of the nonsense, seeing his young brothers. You got to understand that brother's from the Bronx. The Bronx is like leading in crime right now in New York City. Like they it's dangerous out there. Like these them young boys is booming things up, bro. Like booming shit, bro. Like you understand what I'm saying? So he might be tired of the activities that's going on, and you know he you know he want a voice. He got the voice, and he's using it.
It's not to better his RICO case or for him to get less time in his RICO case.
Judge gonna do. You know what I'm saying? It's a known fact that he's been trying to help the kids outside in the outside world. You know what I'm saying? Before this RICO case popped up. So let's stop the nonsense, bro. Every time a brother is trying to stand up and do something what's right, we always think about something that was bad on him, or something that's bad that's happened. Like, come on, give it up, man. We talking about this right now. Something that could actually change New York. Like, come on, man.
I see what Mo is saying, and I understand that perspective. But my thing is this: it's like if you having a streak of bad luck, at some point you gotta say it's no wrong time to make a right move. There is no wrong time to make a right move. So Hocus 45th making this move. I wish he would have made this move before he got to RICO. I wish he would have came up there and we been said this shit, Smitty. You heard? We been said this shit. We been talking about it on the internet, told them different ways and things and why we did it. Check out videos. It's up here. It's up here somewhere. You heard? We've been talking about a lot of other brothers talked about it up here. The Moshes, the Ashans, the Pee Wee. You know, a lot of guys came. A lot of name brand New York Bloods came up here and told you why they dropped their flag or dropped their flag up here or let you know why. So I don't see like I'm a hands-on learner. I'm not really an auditory learner. You tell me something, you might gotta tell me a few times for me to get it. I'm just being honest. I learn hands-on visual. I can type or write or read. So some of us get things later than others. Me, I retired late in my life. I retired from blood late in my life. Just being honest, you know what I'm saying? I don't know how old is Hocus?
Probably like 50s, probably like late 40s, probably early 40s, if I'm not mistaken. He in his 40s. He in his 40s. Probably close to that. Probably close to that.
In my early 40s, like 40, like around that
Yo,
time.
Cosmology Bay was just talking about that on as soon as I got off my show. How the brain develops. Some people brain develop late. Some people that shit clicks. You know what I'm saying? Like late in age, you could be for real, man. That's it's real, man. What you was about to say?
Where is the community activists? Where is the big dogs that started movements? They can get behind this because most day workers, or they can't. You talking about they can? Because most day workers be gang members anyway. They can get behind this. Yo, just talk Monster Mo in the building. Salute. Yo, but let me tell you something. A lot of people can't get behind this because they still lavishing in the power of being a big homie and having all these people under. Why would I? Why? And let me tell you something. When I retired in prison, my man, he out here too from the Bronx. Salute to him. I ain't gonna put his name. He was like, yo, you stupid. My other man, my man Ant was like, yo, bro, we need good dudes like you still in the ranks of blood. When I retired in Shawanga, they was like, yo, bro, my man, one of my men said I was dumb because people see the power that you have over people's and they want, and let me tell you something, power corrupts. And you got to remember, salute to Hocus 45th, man, because once you once you let that power go, you might got enemies. I think I heard China say it. A lot of these dudes don't want to do it because they know somebody gonna be on their heels. They know dudes is gonna be on their heels. But that's what it takes to be a man. You see that's the difference between the first generation and the generation you see now. We had a lot of more strong chains and we had more strong links. We all was personally strong, personal power, as opposed to people coming to the gang, people coming to the organization and trying to take power from it, trying to make power out of the gang. Right? So we stood alone as men before we joined the gang. My name was Mikey B before I turned blood.
I turned this shit.
Right. A lot of so they need a lot of these people need the power structure behind them. And it's hard. I respect Hocus. It's hard. It was hard for me. We are habits, human beings. We are adaptive people. And once we start doing something, it becomes a habit forming. It's hard for us to change any habit. You can smoke cigarettes, it's hard. You drink, whatever you do, and you did it for a long time, it's gonna be hard for you to stop it. You heard? This gang shit ain't no different. You see what I'm saying? It's hard. Look how many people that you know that try to stop smoking but can't stop smoking and they really want to stop. You heard? Know it's bad for their health. No one's killing them. Some people got cancer in a hospital still smoking. But that's the same shit with the gang stuff. We are creatures of habit. So once we have these habit forming things, and we are in the habit of doing whatever we do, be it a gang or whatever, it's hard to get out of it. So for him to make that move at this point, it shows discipline, it shows leadership, and it shows inner strength. Because now you got to stand alone no matter what you built or what you got going on. You got to stand alone now. You see what I'm saying? I'm not saying he don't got support or people, because I still got support and friends and all that stuff. But we got to stand up and be men and women. If you can't be that, what is you in a gang anyway? If you can't stand up and be a man yourself or a woman yourself, what value do you add to the gang anyway? You don't add value to nothing if you can't stand up and be a person on your own. But go ahead, bro.
Talk. You talking real talk. Like if you can't stand on your own too, what are you bringing to the game? You a yes man? Like you the hoster? Like what are you there for? Like you know what I'm saying? Like if you in an organization, like to me, like now that I'm grown, you understand what I'm saying? Like you know, all of this, everything, and as far as gang culture is frivolous to me. But as a group of individuals that that somehow has the same common belief, a dude's supposed to be out there doing things that like no other group's supposed to be doing. You understand what I'm saying? Y'all got the power, the ambition. You understand what I'm saying? I would use my that in a whole total different aspect right now. Like for real, man. You know what I'm saying? Like even the people in position right now. You feel what I'm saying? Like the power they got, they already seen what happened in the past. Why continue to mislead the youth? Why continue to mislead the community? That's my question. You know what I'm saying?
Power over people. Um, they ain't putting no work. They got somebody to put the work in. Yo, salute, touch, yo, SWM, yo, salute, yo, salute to y'all, man. Salute to everybody pulling up. Most gang members were nobody before the gang, and that's their only identity. But it is an identity that is true. Like, even my name on my Instagram was Glorious Mikey B. Some of that stuff do become a lot of dudes.
Put on the camera. I'm coming right back in.
A lot of people. A lot of people got their identity from the gang. A lot of people's name is a part of the gang is a part of their name. I'm Mikey such and such. I'm Mikey this. You know what I'm saying? I'm Mikey. Like my name was Glorious Mikey B. My name was Mikey B, but Glorious Mikey B, which is a part of the structure that I was a part of. You know what I'm saying? That's true. Willie Lynch, that's right, Bill. That's a fact. Always something. It goes back to Willie Lynch. They're gonna divide and conquer. Yo, they starting to. I see more people, and even people that like. I seen a Blazer that had dropped his flag before on the Jungle, RIP the Jungle. I seen a Blazer, and he just telling their stories. So we need that. We need that out here on the internet. We need these dudes telling their stories. He said he had a baby. Matter of fact, let me see if I can find it. I put it on my Instagram. He said he had a baby in Jungle. The big Blazer had let him fall back, had let him retire to take care of his child. And just commendable stuff, bro. It's a lot of stuff going on out here, and you rarely get to hear the commendable stuff. Look, all these dudes, I put them in my. All these dudes is a part of the challenge right here. These are some of the dudes. See that right there?
I'm dropping my motherfucking flag. I ain't in no motherfucking gang. Don't call me cuz. I ain't your blood. None of that shit, bro. That shit ain't never do nothing for me good. Nigga be like, yo, you in the books. You notice I ain't never put that.
This one of Jungle's this I think that's one of Jungle's drops.
You say hi. Yeah. See that right there? You can't make one of those debtor in jail, you heard? So mine ain't even about no gang, because I ain't in no gang. Y'all niggas know what y'all did to me for years. Long story short, we gonna keep this shit midget. It ain't no having no family or having no kid while you dead or in jail or focusing on a cause for some shit that's just gonna betray you. It's pointless. Niggas I grew up with, my whole, that I call family, we joined gangs together. And for rumor, money, or any other small materialistic shit could make your so-called brother change on you, that ain't your brother. If your brother don't understand why you doing what you doing and what's it for, that's not your brother. R.I.P. my big bro Jungle, you heard?
R.I.P.
Respectfully, I went to my big bro Jungle and my big bro Jig and told them my daughter was coming. My daughter was on the way. They already knew where I was going with the shit from jump. You heard? So I told my big brothers I had my daughter on the way and I didn't feel it was smart for me to have a kid and be running around as no fucking gang member.
Salute to you.
And they respected it. And until Big Bro passed on, him and Jay gave me light that I always loved and I always respected, you heard? So my brothers, I'ma always have my brothers back. Jay could call me for anything. R.I.P. my big bro Jungle Hocus. I stand by everything you doing. Why? Because Jig and Jungle taught me you a man first before this gang shit. And now I'm a father. So gangs don't mean shit to me now. You heard? My gang is my family. Y'all make that shit. Y'all make one for y'all. Y'all make that shit sturdy. And y'all gonna understand. Word. I'ma do mine this way. Okay.
That was one of Jungle's drops. That was one of Jungle's drops, you heard?
Get going. Say hi.
Dope right there. Hey yo, let me
With his
ask
daughter.
you something, right? Let me ask you something, right? A serious question, right? Now, can dudes be actually gang members, right? If they're not like actually active, because a lot of these dudes, like, can you really call yourself a gang member today, right? If you're not active, because I see a dudes that still attached to saying like they blood when it's convenient for them, or they crip when it's convenient for them, or they folk when it's convenient for them. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these gangs right now that be, you know, situated, it be a lot of phone calls that's made. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of phone call banging nowadays. It's not too much of a, you know what I'm saying, like on site outside, really. You know what I mean? Like a lot of these dudes, you know what I'm saying? Like a lot of these dudes is couch potatoes, calling shots from the couch, calling shots from the cell. You feel what I'm saying? Like not really putting in no work. You understand? Got positioned by default. You know what I'm saying? Because they've been there the longest, just sitting around looking stupid. You know what I'm saying? Probably got the motion now. Can you really, you know what I'm saying, actually call these dudes gangbangers, like real bloods, real crips? Like, because that's what's actually going on today. And let's be truthful. Let's put it out there. Let's put it out there. You know what I'm saying?
You know, everything is always going to take a different form. Even when we was in prison in the 90s, or we knew that on Rikers Island, we knew the homies upstate ain't bang like us. We knew the homies in New York ain't bang like us. They had what that red be like, what that green be like. That wasn't no jail shit. That was some New York shit. But then it was so many New York bloods that came to prison. Dudes start saying that in jail. What that red be like, the green I smoke, that's some New York shit. That's some stuff that was made up in the streets, you heard? But dudes started saying that in jail. So it's like, with evolution, for one, a lot of the main Monster More, he remember that. He was saying that, what that red be like, homie? What that green be like? That's some New York. That was never no official. That was never official though, bro. That was some New York stuff.
From behind the walls.
What that green be like? That's some heard that shit. Like, what you said, homie? Like, what is that? What that red? That was not no. That ain't the streets, Rikers Island, and upstate was everybody banged different.
Right.
Lario, all of us that was on Rikers Island, Mel Cross, Moshe, we wasn't like Di, Hellraiser, and all them dudes that came home up north. We wasn't like them. We knew it. We was intelligent. We wasn't just bozos. So we understood that, us on Rikers Island at that time, that second wave of the first generation, because we like the second wave of the first generation. We was banging for love. We was weirdo. We was bug outs, you heard? We was we was on some real on
Yo,
some real shit. Lacey was down there with us. Salute to Lace.
yo.
We was bugged out. We was Boo Blood, R.I.P. Core Megas. Us that
Yeah,
was down there, we was on some bullshit. You know what I'm saying? I'm just being honest. And when we met these homies that came home upstate, they ain't bang. I'm not saying it wasn't official. I'm not saying it wasn't real. I'm not saying it wasn't real right. I'm just telling you they ain't bang like us.
right. Yo, but Vil, look at Vil comment. Vil said it's some homies that even if they drop their flag, I'ma still fire. Like they ain't like he in the whip on some niggas don't need to be don't need a flag to be reputable. Yo, he's a wild out. Vil just be coming in. Yo, he just be wilding sometimes. Vil one
But
of the
no, but don't get me
Bill, one of
wrong.
the bloods up north in his cell, just mad every day, all day. Just come outside mad every
But
day.
don't get me wrong though. You know what that is though? We was just taught to be soldiers. We came up on soldier time. Just being honest, bro. It's like, even even the Vietnam vets, the real soldiers in the army, they gonna always be a soldier. They come out here in the free world, they always gonna be a soldier. They always ready to suit up and get back to it. You see what I'm saying? You can't put that back in a box. That can't be something that dudes think you lose that. You don't lose that training. You don't lose that.
Nah, Bill, it's not contradicting. And yeah, we started from oppression, right? But now it's oppressing ourselves. You feel what I'm saying? We started from
Right, right.
the fight was to unite everybody on one accord. You understand what I'm saying? And that shit turned to a full out war with another black nation. You understand what I'm saying? Well, we could have been a difference in the world, around the world, by uniting the Bloods and the Crips and showing them. Because everybody followed us. Everybody was following us in the world. The South, everybody, our slang, the way we talk, our oaths, everything. So if we would have came together like, yo, bro, it's a truth between the Lopes and the Bloods out here. You know what I'm saying? We not doing none of that shit. We beg we keeping it black, da 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 da. We not following LA because we wasn't following what LA was doing. So if we would have implemented that, yo, it's a truce around the board. That would have went crazy. You feel me? Nah, we oppressing ourselves now. That's why. And even when dudes do drop their flags, and it's still gonna be unified because dudes is on the same accord. What are you talking about? Dudes is thinking the same. They want better. What do you mean? It's never contradicting. It's dudes is growing up. They seeing different, man.
Everybody knows salute. Yo, I understand what you coming, touch. That's what I'm saying. I understand what you're saying, Ville, but see, you think that we are promoting disunity amongst the people. No, we're promoting stop destruction amongst the people.
Talk,
We are not, I'm united. What you talk? I was up there marching in Albany for the people. I'm still out here working for the betterment of our people, bro. Just because I'm not repping a red flag, I was banging, I was popping and helping out brothers before I turned blood. I don't know if
talk
you know
that
my
talk.
history. I don't know if you know my history, but when I was in Green in 9-4 and 9-5, I was helping bloods that came there when I was neutral. So it's not about the flag, it's about the destruction that the flag is giving on the East Coast.
Right.
It's about the destruction the total opposite of organization and in unity. And I'm not in the gang, and I don't know the gang politics, but from what I'm hearing now is that all the sets is really you disunited going against each other. So
All
they
of them.
not united. Hold on, Smith. Let me get this out. So they not united at all anyway. They only united in name and not action. We were united in action and name. You united in you only united in a gang now, in these gangs in New York now, in name. Because at any minute, your set could be fooled, dudes will come and get you, dudes is beefing with each other at any time. So I'm never gonna be against this unity amongst the peoples. Let's go back and be Panthers. Let's off this drop your flag challenge. All right, let's go back and be Pan Africans. Let's go back and be Muslims. Let's go back and be God bodies. Let's go back and be something that's productive for ourselves and our people. I'm not saying don't be united. I'm not saying don't support your peoples because I still support my peoples.
Nah, you right. I agree with you on that, Mikey B, because like I said, 90% of us that grew up in New York came up on or came from, you know what I'm saying, strong families from the South, strong families from the Midwest, Black Panthers, from the West. You know what I mean? A lot of folks migrated from them areas and came down to New York. You understand what I'm saying? A lot of us grew up as God bodies, Muslims. You understand? So at the end of the day, I don't see, where it'd be hard for us to, transfer back into that, that lifestyle, man. You know what I'm saying? That pure lifestyle, man. But uh you hit something on the note, man. Yeah, we unified, you know what I'm saying? We unified with the blood stuff and all that. You know what I'm saying? We was unified in action and bloods, but like you said, today is different. The Bloods and Crips. I just got word that the Brims and the Stones, two sets that was actually united at once. You understand what I'm saying? Like you couldn't break apart. Like if you seen a stone, you seen a brim. You seen a
Right.
brim, you seen a stone. It was stone to the brim and brim to the stone.
I'm here, bro.
These dudes out here warming right now, full fledged warm. Don't give a fuck about each other no more. You feel what I'm saying? What happened over the years? The power. You understand what I'm saying? Dudes is fighting for power. You know what I'm saying? A power that they really don't have. They really don't have. I'm just keeping it real. A power that they really do not have. Who they controlling? 13 and 14-year-olds? Teenagers? Couple dumb older niggas that's still in their 30s and 40s thinking it's cute to run around with teenagers? Controlling the minds of the ignorant, the dumb, deaf, and blind? Because you gotta be blind to go outside right now and try to kill somebody, shoot somebody on like what? If you not a ghost, I don't know how them cameras popping up everywhere. You got to be a ghost out here to lay something down right now.
And get
I'm
away
keep
with it. You can
and
do
get
it, but you're going to jail.
you going to jail.
You going to jail.
You got to be dumb to sit up here and throw rocks at the jail. You understand? Trying to look cute, dude. That like that shit is a fashion show now. Dudes is just going up there just to see if they could get Balenciagas and Dior's up there. That shit is a fashion show. I see dudes up there taking pictures, Dior's and Balenciagas and all these good garments and stuff. You could have did that in the free world. What's gonna happen when dudes get tired of taking care of you and the bag run out and you still gotta do 25, 30 years for the game?
Yo, so check it out. Let me tell you a quick story. I ain't never put this story on the internet, right? So at one point, they were saying, not me, They were saying that I had the chair for UBN at some point.
Right.
The chair at the time was saying I had the chair. He was telling people that I had the chair. So a dude came to see me from a set. He used another person's name. He used another person's name that I know of. I met this homie from the streets. He was an official homie that had a subdivision for UBN in the streets.
Right.
So I knew the name and I had seen him on the floor with another homie. And this dude was light skinned. The dude I was sitting on the floor was, the homie introduced him on the floor. Like, yo, this is odd, such and such. Yo, what's up? I saluted him or whatever. So check it out. The dude had his watch. And he was saying on the floor, he's like, y'all heard you the chairman of the UBN. For one, I never had the chairman of the UBN. I never wanted the chairman of the UBN. I knew what it was. I never wanted it. I never claimed it.
Right.
But son, I know son was a federal agent sent to me or a CI sent to me to try to get me on tape talking blood shit.
It's nasty.
They try to RICO me. They tried. It ain't worked. So he pulls up on me. And at the time, this was 2016, at the time, or 2017, 2016 or 2017. One of the big homies in the jail from another nation, you know him too. I'm gonna tell you behind the scenes. I don't want to put his name on the internet, but I'm gonna tell you behind the scenes, Smitty. He told this kid that I had the UBN, and he was in the jail with me, and he knew I didn't have the UBN, bro. So the kid comes to see me. He says, "Yeah, such and such here. I'm in contact with him. He was in contact with this kid. This dude was in another nation." He said he told me to come and see you. He said you had the UBN. I'm like, yo, listen, bro, I don't got no UBN. He had this big ass watch on. He kept the shit on the table. I'm like, yo, I don't got the UBN, bro. That's a lie. You know what I'm saying? Well, he's like, I know you could give me a sub. I need to do something with my peoples. We having a problem over here. He told me his set. He told me where he was from. I know the set was official, and I know the person, but it wasn't him.
Mm.
But so I'm telling him, I'm like, yo, listen, if I was you, I would get my peoples out of this. I would just stay. I wouldn't even, because I seen what it was. But so I went back to the homie. I'm gonna tell you behind the scenes. So I went back to the homie, and the homie was a big rock star. You know him, a legendary name. I'm like, yo, why you told this dude that I got UBN? You know I don't got UBN, my nigga. Like I was tight at homie, you heard? And that was my man. I came up with homie. He was one of the fools that was down with us for like 20 something years.
Mm.
But he was telling dudes that I had UBN, bro, and it was a
That's
lie.
nasty.
And it was a lie. And this dude sent to me by the federal government with some type of wiretap on him was trying to
That's
get me to say I had the UBN. Was trying to get me to say I had the power to give him certain stuff and to get a set, and was trying to line me up, bro. But I'm
that's
just telling.
nasty.
I said that to say this: all of these gangs are already infiltrated with rats. All of them. All of them. And I'm not saying who is the rat because I don't know.
Facts. You'll
But
never
as
know.
we see with the YSL, with all these organizations, let me tell you something. The federal government is smarter than us. They're not only smarter than us, they are more technically savvy than us.
Now, I'm not gonna say they're
Hold
smarter
on, hold
than
on.
us.
Let me finish. Let me
Go
finish
ahead.
this.
Go
Let
ahead.
me finish this.
I'm
Not
here.
only technically savvy than us, they have information that we don't. It's dudes that already did things and told and already showed weakness to law enforcement that we don't know about. You see what I'm saying, Smitty?
I get it.
Dudes already like Young Thug. When Young Thug did that thing, when he did that interview, he said it was already dudes that already told in the past that was down with YSL that he didn't know about. Law enforcement already know who the weak links are. They already got CIs or they know who the dude is that's gonna break. They sitting down, they don't got nothing to do but analyze you and your set for years.
Let me
They
ask you.
know they know who gonna break. They know who they can use. They know that shit, bro.
Let me
And
ask you
this
a
is
question.
go ahead.
This big whatever that supposedly had that you know for because you know for sure that it came from this person, right? So did this dude like ever come up with like a federal case? Did the feds ever tap in on him? Or did he ever get like anything that the feds ever like run down on him?
Who?
The
Oh,
the person that sent.
the other. I don't know. See, let me tell you something.
Have he ever been to the feds? He never been to the
You
feds
don't
enough.
know. A dude can say he going to the box. He be going to feds. You don't know.
No, I'm not talking about the dude that came up to the visit.
I know who you talking. I understand the
All right,
person that told him that I had the UBN.
right,
I understand. I don't. That's the whole thing. You don't know. He could have. He could have said. He could have left a jail and said he was going to the box, and he really could have went to the feds.
right.
He could have really went to the county and for questioning. You don't know.
Absolutely,
A
you're right.
dude pull up. A dude pull up in your spot. He could be pulling up in there to set you up. You don't know. Yo, where you
Right,
coming from, homie? Yo, I'm just coming from the port. He might have left the port 3 months ago. He might have been in the feds for 90 days, telling his life story, telling on everybody else. And then after that, he came over to you. Homie be like, yeah, I was with him. I was with him 3 months ago in the box. He's official. He's a dude that you know.
right,
So that's the real problem. And I'm not saying it's what we do is the real problem. They only can use things against us that we actually do.
right. Talk.
So it's nobody in these federal indictments that ain't do nothing. But it's trumped up charges. They putting together a gun, a little bit of drugs, and some bullshit and putting you in a RICO. The RICO was not made for that. It was made for John Gotti and dudes like that they could not get, bro. That's
Mm,
what a RICO was made. The RICO wasn't made for this dumb little hood shit going on, bro.
mm.
The RICO was made for the El Chapos and the
But
dudes
they
that was
not. But they don't got that. You know, problem. They don't got that going on right now. You know what I'm saying? Like,
no,
it's nobody that's out there
it's
that's
going
the El
on.
Chapo.
What you tell you organized crime not going on?
No, I mean,
I mean,
not
I
like
don't
the
know
El Chapos,
personally,
not like the Gottis. I mean, it's going on, but dudes ain't getting near close to what them dudes is making out there. That's not organized crime.
and
That's
that's
petty
one of the
crime.
things that Hocus is talking about.
That's petty crime.
And that's what the Hocus is talking about. They trumping up the charges and giving dudes the RICO.
Yeah, for petty crimes.
They making a gang out. They talking about every case I've seen, and I've read a lot of these cases. They start from the West Coast, bring the blood over to the East Coast. The blood was formed in 1969 in California, came to the East Coast by OG Mac in 1993. All of the cases say that. UBN was formed, all the federal cases say that. So once you pick up a flag, a red flag, and you in New York and you pick up one of these sets, that's what's gonna be in your RICO indictment. The first is gonna start there. Then it's gonna get to you. He's a part of a subdivision, such and such and such. Bro, but what I was saying is all these cases, the Billies, 6ix9ine, is somebody in their crew. Because they watch you. Once they think you're doing a crime, they watching you. They watching anyway. They the Federal Bureau of Investigation. All they do is just sit back and investigate and watch. 5 years, 7 years. You think a dude could keep his mouth shut for these dudes can't keep their mouth shut for 5 minutes.
Mm,
You think a dude can keep his mouth shut and hold a secret for 7 years?
mm,
Your phone is tapped for 7 years?
mm,
Think about it. These Ricos, they 5 years they watching you.
mm,
You in prison, they watching your mail for 5 years. They watching every phone call you make. All you need is one time to say the wrong thing, bro.
mm.
One time to say the wrong thing and you're
Hold on.
done.
Now I'm listening. That's real talk.
That's the facts.
Let me
It
get
don't
a
take
cigarette.
2 or 3 occurrences. You make one wrong move and your ass is out.
No, that's a fact.
That no, that these are the facts. And let me tell you something. The people that are not pushing the agenda, and I'm not saying you ain't got some diehard official real rights, because I believe you do.
Right.
But most of them is happy with the power, happy with other motherfuckers putting the work in for them. So you're not gonna see a lot of big names coming out and supporting this. You're not gonna see that
Mm.
because they happy with lavishing in the power for one reason or another.
So why you think Pimp is doing that? He don't got no power. Pimp ain't got no power. So why is Pimp doing it?
Pimp is doing that because only thing he has to his legacy is GKB history. I started, I made the code, the 200 deep. You forgot that? Real right. You know that.
But didn't La Brim, don't La Brim get some shout outs for that?
What you mean?
He dropped his flag.
Oh yeah, but I'm just saying. Like I shouted La Brim, and I respected La Brim for doing that. Then, of course, we all wish it would happen before destruction of people. But everybody get their calling at a different time, bro. I can't be mad at homie because I did a lot of my life before I dropped my flag. I did a lot of my life before I dropped my flag. So I can't say, yo, the time that he chose to drop his flag, homie got case after case for blood and still ain't drop his flag.
Mm.
So when he finally did drop his flag, how could I say he's wrong for that? It's no wrong time to do the right thing, bro. There is no wrong time for that.
Let me ask you a serious question. Do you think anything is gonna come out of this? Like real talk. Like, do you think anything is gonna come out of this?
Yeah, it's gonna be a shift. I see a shift happening already. Once you got, I don't know the blood. I don't know the Latin King kid that dropped this flag. The three dudes that I seen, the major dudes, I seen a blood, a Crip, and a Latin King. I posted them all in my story. Relly, salute to Relly. That used to be Crip.
Nah, salute to Young Relly, man.
Salute to Relly.
Young Relly out there leading the way, man. Shout out Lil Relly,
Relly
man.
got a
For
big
real.
voice in. He got a big voice in the streets. He got a big voice on the internet, homie.
That's definitely. Shout out Relly. Shout out the brother Relly, man.
But
Shout
no,
out the
it's an
brothers, man.
option. See, all we doing though is giving these kids options to view other things. This shit is going viral now. You
Right.
got Adam 22 talking about it. You got Styles P tapping in. I
But
see Shot of 9-3. Dudes are starting to pick it up. Salute to Melly Matrix. Salute to Mel Matrix, right?
right.
I want to say this to Mel Matrix too, just in case he get it. If y'all know him, tag him, send it to him. Don't let these dudes use you, bro. You did your time. Don't let these dudes have you fall back, boss up and get your money. Make these sure these dudes give you the bag, bro.
Talk.
Make
You've
sure
been
these
out here
dudes give you
too
the
long.
bag, bro. Don't no figure pieces, no figureheads. Get to your money, homie. Don't let these dudes use you to be a sacrificial pawn right back in prison, bro.
Right. Because
Boss
that's
up for
all I
real. That's
see.
a lot of times when you got official dudes that come out here, these dudes that's in power try to use dudes and try to play dudes and position you for what they want you to.
I saw that. I saw that when he came on with the Jim Jones. Said Jim Jones tried to feed him the little chain, throwing chains on his neck. The non-trade, bro. You just came off a non-trade indictment. Why are you putting a non-trade symbol on his chest? You understand what I'm saying? Like, why would you have him involved with anything? Why he can't get a chain with just diamonds on it or a Jesus
The
piece or
company,
something
Vamp
like
Life.
Fifth
Why
Life?
can't Vamp Life chain?
You understand? You give him a chain with non-trade saying like he's still the big homie. You know what I'm saying? Like, why you ain't tap his shoulder when he said, yeah, it's still Billy life, it's still non-trade. You think the feds ain't looking? You think the feds ain't watching? That's to me, that's not a true friend. Like you said, brother. Don't be used, bro. Your name been used since I was a kid, bro. You know what I mean? Like I knew dude when I came on the island, it was so many dudes from Bed-Stuy that said they was a beds from Brooklyn, period, that said they was under this dude Mel Matrix, bro. It was a shame. He had his own set, GGB. That was the AKA. Gorgeous
Nah,
gangster,
but they
gorgeous
use real
gangster.
dudes. These dudes in the industry try to use real dudes for power, and they know they're gonna keep it solid. So now I'm gonna use you to control the streets, and if anything happens, you're gonna go down. I'm still gonna be good out here, but you gonna go down. You know what I'm saying? Because you got the connection. I know you're not gonna tell on me,
Right.
and I'm gonna be out here good. So I'm gonna just put you out there.
All the time.
Nah, bro, you
All the
can't go
time.
for that shit, bro. You know what I'm saying? Get to your money, man. Make sure you get to your bag. Take care of your family. Take care of yourself, bro.
Yeah.
You know
Put
what
the
I mean?
pressure on them dudes. Put the pressure
Yeah,
on
you
them.
did your
That bad.
time. You held it down. You did your time. You know what I'm saying? Make sure these dudes answer up and treat you right or get away from them dudes. Forget a
Facts.
chain. I don't want no chain, bro. I need a house. You know what I mean? I need a car. I need a car to get around. Chain? I'm on a chain. I'm gonna wear that big ass chain on the bus. You're wear that big ass chain. I was supposed to get a whip with that chain. Where the whip at? We should have seen a nice car.
If you're gonna put a chain around my neck, and you might as well whip me.
Forget a chain, bro. I don't even want. I don't
Shit.
got no
So if
chain on.
you gonna put me
I
on
got
that
cars.
chain,
I got cars. I got cars outside. I ain't got no chains on, but I got cars outside. I got places to stay. I got a nice roof over my head. I got clothes to wear. You need clothes, you need shelter, and you need a vehicle to get back and forth A to B, bro. You
talk
don't
that
need no
talk.
jury, bro. You don't need that shit, bro. You don't need that shit not coming home. What you need that for? And I'm not saying, all right, that's the look. And I'm not saying that Jim Jones ain't do more for me. I don't even know. Jim Jones could have got him a car, a house. He could have everything. I don't know. And he just showed us what he wanted to show us. But if you're gonna show me anything, show me a vehicle where I can get from my job, from my home to my job, where I
Right.
can make money.
And you on federal probation, bro. You ain't got no time to be around no negativity, man. That's why I like Bobby Smurder. Salute to Bobby Smurder. You know what I'm saying? Boy came home, he's enjoying his life. Dude talk about he moving all fruity, the way he be dancing. No, that's just him. He been
yo,
doing the same thing. Salute
yo,
to Bobby though.
Sandbox Bully said you can't be on a pop out in a night tech. Yeah, he did pop out a night tech. You gonna put a chain on on me? Might as well whip me. Touch that's double M.
Come on.
But not. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't
Yeah,
gonna.
that's
I ain't gonna.
bars. That's
I don't know
bars.
what he
Touch
had in
it.
store
Yo,
for
for
him.
real.
But I don't
You
know
gonna
why
put
he
a
ain't get
chain
no
on me, you
clothes sent
might
to
as
the
well
jail.
whip me. That's that metaphor. I was thinking about that. Like you putting a chain on me, you might as well whip me then. Like, cause basically that's you peep that meta. I'm glad you peeped that metaphor, bro. For real. Bars, man. Like, dude crazy, man. You give me a chain, but no whip, no house, nothing that like I can't even get a plantation. I'm not even on a plantation, like nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like I can't get in the field, nothing. Like you got nothing for me but a chain. I would just be picking cotton just like that again. Possibly going back to the feds because you putting a non-tray and still involving me in gang shit. Come on, let's stop it, man. It's nasty, man. It's nasty. And Mel Murder, if you fall for that, man, it's sad.
Yo, look what Mo said. I'll tell you one thing. That is, if you ever abused your power when you were banging and you dropped your flag, please be safe because it's gonna get dangerous. Yo,
Definitely
listen.
gonna
Once
get
you was a
dangerous.
big homie and you was really a big homie, it's dangerous already. It
Facts.
is what it is. It come with the territory. It's dangerous already. If you was a big homie and you was really a big homie, it's dangerous already.
But you know, he's telling the truth. A lot of these dudes don't want to drop their flag because of the protection. They know dudes is on their heels. They know if they say, yo, I'm done with gang, and I'm like, it's over. Dudes is at their doorstep. They got a million dudes out in the streets that think they the big homie of the big homies. You understand what I'm saying? Ready to sit up with fucking 6 life sentences like Rod Digger right now. Right now.
Abdul, what up? Salute.
Just keeping
That's
it
facts.
real.
I hear you, bro.
You know what I'm saying? Like, come on. When they if they was to drop their flag right now, dudes would be on their heels. Let me holler at you. Come here. Can't go to the supermarket no more. No parks with the daughter. None of that. Only thing
Yo,
the reason dudes ain't touching you right now is because you the big homie of the gang.
he said why he wasn't outside the gate but at the train station. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. They was out the gate for me. I ain't gonna lie. That certain thing I don't know. Maybe homie wanted to get his mind right and take the train and take the bus. I seen people want to do that. Like I just
Right.
want to ride. I want to see the city. I don't know.
Nah, but still, man, like at the end of the day, man, these dudes is nasty work, man. Grown men still coming outside, not progressing. You know what I'm saying? Um, talking about gang. Like we've been talking about this shit for 3, 4 years now, Mikey B. You know what I'm saying? Talking about real talk, Hood Love TV, a lot going on TV, 050,
Be
Harlem Legend
locked in Harlem.
TV.
Yeah.
Like we've been going in about this topic for a long time, and I'm glad this is the topic of discussion because now we could open up and start broadcasting the real on real in New York. A lot of these dudes out here did not put in work. Never cut nobody, never been in no riots. They biz was smooth. Tyson chicken every night just because they was blood.
Some dudes put in work though, but it was like 30 years ago.
Yeah,
32 years ago. Some dudes they put in work since 9-4, 9-5. You know what I'm saying?
Right. But I'm talking about the dudes that haven't put in work, period. That slide through the jails that haven't put in work. And that's the majority of these dudes, bro. The majority of these dudes that go to mediums, come through mediums with the skid bids. You understand? Because it goes down in mediums and all that. But 9 times out of 10, shit, action ain't really going down unless you in the maxes. You understand what I'm saying? So you got dudes that pass through the mediums, go back to their neighborhoods, proclaiming like they big homies. You understand? Just because they did that bid behind that medium. Just keeping it real, man. You know what I'm saying? It's nasty work, man. This shit is so nasty out here. It's sad, man.
I mean, let me tell you something. With this, oh man, that was by accident. That was by accident, I hit that by accident. I try to show it. But
Go
but
ahead.
with this being out there though, with this being out there, I think it's a time for change. And when you see now, it's not only an East Coast conversation, because I seen a West Coast Crip talking to some young bloods in a Crip hood, yeah.
Yeah, I saw that.
I think that was Compton Rick Rock. Salute to him.
I saw that.
Because they was trying to say they don't do that on the West Coast. Adam 22 was like, yeah, we don't do that on the West Coast.
Yeah, but you know what? The same young dude right now is a straight, like, he's a crip killing machine. Like, he's on timing.
That little kid?
What? He's like, you could look him up right now. He's a black pea stone, like in the jungles, tatted up, face all tatted up.
The one we seen in the video?
He make music and all that. That dude is full-fledged, ganged out. Remember when he said, yo, you know what come with this? He said, yeah, I know.
Yeah, he
Son,
did.
he ready for all
Oh,
the
so wait a
action.
minute. So you watched the whole thing?
I watched that video and I saw his face recently. Matter of fact, I'm gonna look up
We might got to do a show on that.
listen, go to jungles right now. Black Pea Stone Jungles, music from the jungles. You're gonna see the kid right now, tatted up.
On where? YouTube?
YouTube right now.
I'm going to check it out right now. Hold on. Now, that's crazy, you You said,
Yeah.
say it again? What I need to put in?
Put the Black Pea Stone Jungles. Do people that make music from Black Pea Stone Jungles. Hold on, let me see my other phone. You're gonna see that same little chubby kid with all the tattoos on his face.
Yeah, you got to find it.
I'm gonna find it right now. Hold on.
Oh, I see him, I think. He got a
Yeah,
red hat on?
let me see. Hold on. Jungles.
He got a red hat
Black
on?
Pea Stone Jungles.
I
Yeah, I
see him. He
think
got a
so.
red hat on. I see him
Yeah,
right here.
Are you looking for the
Hold
most
on.
affordable way?
I think I see him right here. I think this is him.
little light skinned dude.
Yeah, I'm about to show you him now. Is this him right here? Look.
Let me see. That's the little shorty.
That is him, right?
That's the little shorty. He out there gang banging full CK machine. Boy
Oh
is
wow,
active.
that's crazy.
Active. He got a pass right there. He out there killing shit probably. God, I'm just saying. Allegedly. Allegedly. Yeah, that's PK4. That's a fact.
Oh,
Boy
that's his
from the
name,
jungle.
PK4?
Yeah, but show the episode. You still got that?
Yeah, it's right here.
A shorty getting the pass by the Crip.
Oh yeah, because he was the East Coast cripple at that time.
He was in the East Coast Crip hood. That's a fact.
Hold on. I shared all that. I shared all that on my Instagram.
Yeah, son. That boy active now. That boy don't
Come on, this way, Hocus, you up?
he out in the streets. You know what I'm saying? He told the dude, he said, "Yo, you know what this come with?" It's like, "Yeah, I know."
Oh, here we go, right here. Oh,
Look,
wait a minute. Where'd he go? I posted up so much stuff. I've been sharing a lot of stuff. Here we go. Compton Rick Rock.
Documentary, man, but you know what, though? It's pretty much to promote for y'all youngsters not to jump into this gang life, my nigga, because, you know, at the end of the day, ain't nothing good behind this. We just lost we didn't lose little homie. Little homie just got shot in the face.
That right there, right?
yep, that was him. That was the little light skinned dude on the side of him.
Huh?
Yep. He was talking to him like, "Yo, bro, like it's real out here, bro. You can get your head smashed off." Shorty was like, "Yeah, I know. It's what it is. I know what this come with."
Yo, it's crazy, bro.
You see him
I
tatted
posted
up,
all of
all
that. I
black.
shared all that on my Instagram, you heard?
Yeah, he an older dude now. He make music and everything. All right. He said, "What's your IG, Mikey?"
Mikey be the author. Yo, Mo said, Mikey B, do you think some big homies behind a wall would take this challenge as a threat to their power? I don't think so. I don't not no official ones. Anybody, anybody could take anything as a threat to their power, but not no official ones. Like the ones, we came up with,
But
because you gotta
but
remember, we was a certain cut. We wasn't trying to we was not saluting nobody
hold on.
like kids. We wasn't recruiting no kids. We wasn't recruiting people that wasn't already built for it, that wasn't already like basically in the culture. We was recruiting all gangsters. You know what I'm saying? I'm just being honest. At the time, when I was recruited by Bloods, I didn't want to be Blood. I was recruited. They had to get me for like, it took like a year for them to get. I was banging with them, but it took like a year for them to actually get me to turn Blood. But I was already, shaking out with COs. I was already cutting and stabbing people. It wasn't just me coming over to Don Moon. I was already a strong soldier. So we already recruited dudes that was already strong. We ain't really recruit no dudes. We didn't recruit nerds or squares that didn't get busy and turn them into gangsters.
I
We
th-
ain't recruit no kids. We ain't go out there and try to get a bunch of 15-year-olds. We was against that. If we heard you had underage kids banging, then you might have got faded. You know what I'm saying? If you had
I,
minors, we didn't do that. We didn't do none of that.
I
We was,
disagree.
huh? Go ahead, bro.
I don't think I disagree. I feel like it's gonna be a threat to dude's power. You understand what I'm saying? Because dudes have nothing else we don't have the same
Right,
big
Mo.
homies as we had back in the days. You understand what I'm saying? Dudes that had actually intelligence, a mind. You understand what I'm saying? Like these dudes don't even read up north. Like, what are you talking about? Like these dudes ain't reading no books, no black power books, no educational books. These dudes ain't doing none of that up north. Like back in the days, the big homies was kind of different. You understand what I'm saying?
If
Certain
the
of them
big
brothers
homies
was
was smart behind the wall,
yeah, they was
trying to
actually
come home, they'll be on the phone. Yo, this is the big homie,
but
such
they
and such
not. They're
from
not the same. They're
from
not the
this.
same people. Like
No, but hear me out. Hear me out. If they are smart, they would be on the phone right now, adding their voice to the Hocus 45th, trying to get home and trying to be a part of the new. It's a new organization gonna come up out of this. Believe me. Hocus 45th is a smart dude, and he's trying to create a new organization. This is gonna help dudes come home.
yeah, but they're not smart like that, bro. This is what
As
I'm
some
trying to
people are.
tell you. They're not. They're not these bloods that's up here right now. These Crips that's up there right now. These gangster disciples. They're not the same type of gang bangers or gangsters as back in the days, bro. They're ignorant. They don't care about that. They want to be in jail. They call it home like, yo, you know what? I think I'm gonna do 5 more. You heard? Fuck it. I'm going to the box 5 years straight this year. I don't give a fuck. I'm cutting. This is
Yo,
what they're
look what
doing.
Monster
Like
Mo said. Facts. Once Bloods is over, who gonna send a nigga something? They getting mad kitty from thousands of homies.
they not giving that up. Is you crazy? Yo, where Coke? They might send some plates at Hocus might be a worldwide right now. He just might be a worldwide on all gangs right now. Folks,
If they smart, If they smart, they would tap in. Yo, this is such home is such and such and such from this set. I support the get,
Yeah,
the drop
yeah.
my flag challenge
Hey,
for all the
yo, listen.
people.
You see Hocus 45th, clap him. You heard? What are you talking about? He violating right now, son. He trying to take money out my pocket. Yo, word of mother said, make him an example right now. You bugging. What are you talking about? He's worldwide right now. He's on gang. Listen, he's on gang. He's a BMW on gang on everything. You know what I'm saying? Like everything right now. You bugging. He,
I
that,
don't know.
he on the Latin Kings. He on the Trinitarios. All that shit. He's
Yo, don't
fool.
get me wrong. I believe some dudes will take it like that, but I don't know. You got some smart dudes, you know what I'm saying? If
Yeah.
they smart, listen, this is Mikey B, the big hunter. I support the drop your flag challenge. Trump, get me up out of here. That's what dudes is doing now. A lot of dudes is trying to use the Trump card. Listen, I was a Democrat when I came to jail. Now I'm a Republican. Let's go Trump.
Ah,
Make it.
shit.
That's the big
Ah.
homies is doing that, bro.
Yo,
They trying
listen.
to get up out of there. They writing right now. You don't know, bro. I think a lot of dudes are trying to use that Trump card, yo.
Yo, touch SMM. I'm not saying it's literally they literally put his name on top saying that he's fool. I'm saying it in a metaphor. Like bros don't really want to lose that power. Who would want to lose?
Huh?
All right, you doing 25 years the life of the game. 40 years, 50 years the life of the game. You up there as the big homie. What makes you with no family, no chick probably coming through? You getting chicks on stragglers coming through because the little homies is looking out. You getting old as time goes on. Nobody is checking in for you, but the homies out here. The only thing you got
I
is
gotta
the
use the bathroom,
homies
bro. I'll
in.
be back. I gotta use the
Okay,
bathroom. I'll be back.
the only thing you got is the homies in the pen and the homies out in the world. You think you giving up that power? No. You think you gonna let somebody fuck that up? You eating good chicken every night. You probably got a cell phone in there. You understand what I'm saying? Your commissary always stacked because they giving that kitty up. What are you talking about? What Focus 45th is talking about? That shit is like that shit is like a disease to dudes. It's like a disease right now. It's like a plague right now. What? Hocus 450 did what? He's full. He's trying to take from what? He trying to make dudes do what? So that's why I said the real ones got to really get behind it. You understand what I'm saying? It's going to take a real dude behind the walls to say, yo, I'm done. Anybody say anything, I'm clapping y'all.
But a lot of dudes don't got that. You're right.
Ain't no dudes up there that's gonna go to the yard and be like, yo, I ain't nothing. Anybody wants to come right now, I'm gonna clap anything that nobody doing that, son. Nobody's doing that. They know the consequences. Once they say they done up north, every spot they go to, they getting fired on.
Salute, CJ. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's dudes dropping their flag though in prison still now. It's dudes, and let me tell you something. Like even when I drop my flag in prison, you gotta expect things to come with it. It is what it is. But when you was in a ride, you had to expect things to come with that anyway. So dudes get beef with your hood in another jail, and a homie that you be with every day going to child, he another hood, he could get a kite and say, "Yo, listen, his big homie just clapped me, clip him, clip Mikey B. His little homie just shot the little such and such, clip
And
Mikey B."
wow. And if
So
that kite didn't touch you before his kite touch, you clap. You don't
right,
even
you
know.
clap,
You go
clap,
smoke. He dropped the clip. You go pick it up. He clap. You bang. Come here. Let me hold that. Come on,
right,
son. Let's go smoke.
right.
So smoke shot. Oh
I'd rather
shit. This
be a
shit drop.
Ronin. That's the name of my cat, Ronin. Yo, everybody knows that's the name of my cat, Ronin. He said I'd rather be a Ronin. A Ronin is a samurai with no master. That's what Ronin means. A samurai, with no master. But that's how it is though. But don't get me wrong.
He said, "Don't say touch him." Him said, "That's niggas that can't think, bro. Them type of niggas have mental problems." Yo,
Most said it's easy to drop your flag nowadays, but in the beginning, it was really blood in, blood out. Yo, God, what up? Yo, salute. But let me tell you something. The worst person you could keep around you is somebody that don't want to be around you, that don't want to do it. You are keeping a person that's like, yo, listen, I'm done with this. My mother, my family, they are not gonna perform when it's time. You know how many times they say your army gotta be tested because you don't know what you got until you go to war.
mm,
If you don't go to war, you don't know what you got.
mm,
These dudes could be talking all the toughest stuff they want to talk, but if you never seen them perform, you don't know if they're gonna perform.
mm,
And if you got people that have weak hearts and that don't want to do that shit, you think they're gonna come out? It's a big war going on, and he like, yo, I'm gonna fall back for whatever reason. My mother's sick, or my grandmother. I seen people. I let people retire for all kind of stuff. I
right,
let people leave, drop their flag for all kind of stuff.
right.
My grandmother's sick. My mother, that was her final wish before she was gone for me to get out the gang shit. So I'm leaving it alone. Once somebody showed me that they didn't want to be a part of the gang culture when I was
You
in the gang, I let
gotta
them
go.
go.
You gotta go.
Once people pulled up, even if they was old enemies and they dropped their flag, if they didn't do nothing really crazy and they came to the set that I was on and they're like, yo, bro, I'm not with that shit no more. I know we had a little incident with y'all in another jail, but I don't with that. I'm Muslim now, I'm this, I'm that, or whatever. Then we let them ride. Because we didn't bang on people that didn't want to bang. That's what cowards do. You chasing a bunch of dudes that don't want to get busy, and you shy away from all the cowards, all the real fights. That's some coward shit.
Let me ask you something though, Mikey B. All right. Now that Hocus 45th, once again, now that Hocus 45th left this out there for everybody, for the world, you know what I'm saying? What do what's the solution? Like, what's behind this? Like, what do we gravitate to? You understand? What type of energy is out there for dudes to build off of? Like, what are you coming with? Like, as a Black Panther, we taking it to Muslim? Yeah, because some these people gonna have they gonna need something to gravitate to. I'm just keeping it real. Like, you
And
can't
that's
just
and
put
that's
something out
why
there and just have people lost. Like, all right, now what am I gonna do now?
it's a bunch of organizations. You got Moshe out there in Brooklyn. Every city got an organization with solid dudes. They in Queens. You got Nacy, Robo, the other Robo just before RIP, the Chime we know. You got Jock, all of them in King of Kings. You got a
Right.
bunch of legendary
I'm here.
gangsters. You got a bunch of legendary gangsters in all these cities working in organizations to help the community, to help these youth. If I was them, I would direct my child to them.
Mm.
If I had somebody in Queens right now and I know they needed help with getting out of a gang or doing anything like that, and they contacted me and they needed help, I would send them to King of Kings. I would send them to Life Camp. I
Of
would send
course,
them to these.
RJ Brown.
I would send them to these organizations. I would send them to Moshe in Brooklyn. If they're in Brooklyn, I would send them to Moshe. If they're in the Bronx, I would send them to Mel Cross.
So can we put these in the comment sections where these brothers can find these organizations, or can we get these brothers up here one of these shows, maybe later on in the week or next Sunday or Monday? Can we actually get these brothers up here to, even Hocus 45th, you know what I'm saying, to come up here and actually talk about things that these brothers could do besides um sit on the corner and gang bang and listen to dudes that's on the couch or on the cell. You know what I'm
Damn homie,
saying?
salute. Yeah.
Um, like, because that's what we need. We need those after school programs for brothers to come play ball and safe. You understand? Practice and mold they skills, and you know what I'm saying, they learning skills there. It's things that we could do, bro. It's just things that I had as a kid that I don't see anymore. You understand? And the reason they took it away from us is because it was unity. When we back in the days when we came outside, we was thirsty to go to Beacon. We
Right.
was thirsty to play beacon ball. We was thirsty to go to football practice and play against the Springfield Rifles this Sunday, or the Rosedale Jets, or the Kings Bay, or the Brooklyn Hurricane. We was thirsty to do that. You understand what I'm saying? To this day, you understand? The teams I played for as Pee Wee football, I speak to brothers to this day. This is damn near when I was 8 years old. A brotherhood. You understand? We don't see this in our neighborhoods right now. We don't see the basketball teams coming up together. You understand what I'm saying? We used to see dudes. Remember that basketball clique in the hood? They used to run around in the hood. Them 5, 6 dudes that used to
Right.
be busting everybody ass. We don't see that no more. We don't see them jumping double ducks. The girls jumping double ducks, sitting up talking about the boys. You understand what I'm saying? We don't see that no more. We do not see that at all.
Hey yo, salute to California, man. Everybody knows in the building. Hey yo, damn homie. Show Maya, yo, what up? Salute. I see you working over there. I see you working hard over there, Maya. Salute. Hey yo, look, I ain't gonna lie. California, I love California, bro. The Black Panthers came out of California. You know, the Bloods I was a part of for so many years. And I was like, I was a Black Panther. That's how I looked at myself. You know what I'm saying? I always looked at myself as a revolutionary for the peoples. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Um, coming up. So that was like George and you know, I was like a Panther. You know what I mean? That's why I always had the respect of not just Damu. I have respect of all the people, really.
Mm.
The guards, the Muslims, you know, everybody rock with me. NOI, the Rastas. You know, I was Rasta. I am Rasta. But during that time, but you know, that was a strong movement, man. So you know, Cali, we get a lot of stuff from California, bro. You know what I mean? California, we just gotta. We in the age where, you know, we the elders now, so we really gotta be the ones pushing all this stuff to the forefront. Smitty, you heard?
Talk. Real talk.
We the elders. We the ones that we can't look to nobody else to do this shit. When we looking for somebody else, we the ones that's supposed to be doing it.
Nah, you talking real talk right now,
We were
man.
we the ones that was pushing dudes to do, you know, big homie and had everybody doing the bullshit in prison. So
Right.
we gotta use those same leadership qualities, skills, and charisma and intelligence to find better ways to connect to the community, to speak to these kids, and to use this same stuff with the kids, bro. In your
Nah, I agree.
community, you could go to the community center and give a few hours of volunteer, tell your story and talk. I was volunteering when I first came home before I got my job as a case manager. So you could volunteer to show who you really are as an ex gangbanger and go and talk to the kids over here. Yeah, I'm gonna go over here this week. I'm gonna go over there next week, and I'm gonna talk to them just on the strength like we doing up here right now. You could do that live. Yo, we got somebody I want to talk to you. Smitty, you know, he was an ex, gangbanger, ex blood, and you know, I want to talk to the kids. They're gonna let you do that. They're
Nah,
not
no
gonna they're
doubt.
not gonna deny you. He's a podcaster. He works here, and this is what he's doing. He's supposed to give back. It's mad opportunities for us to do that out here, bro. It's
Nah,
all
no
kind of
doubt.
organizations that need our voices, that need our stories, and that need our bodies to be out there on the front line, actually kicking it. Like I said, all these organizations in New York City, they got them everywhere. They got them in every state. They got them in California. They got them everywhere. ATL. These organizations is not just in New York. They everywhere.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? If they can't
Absolutely.
connect, if y'all know some kids that need the help, hit us up. And you know, y'all can't research. We'll help y'all do the research no matter where you at, what state. We probably got somebody that there, and we California. I got people out in California that I can hit up and
Talk
find
your
you what you
talk.
need and get you
Talk your talk.
connected to the organizations in California. And let me tell you something, Smitty. Sometimes this is what business is about. Business is about,
I'm here.
everybody think business is about making money. Business is not solely about making money. Business is about providing a product or service that can better humanity.
Mm,
The better your product or service is at helping humanity, the more money you make.
mm.
Like you see with Amazon revolutionizing us getting packages. Like you see with Facebook revolutionizing us contacting and talking to people around the world. That's why they got the most money because the service that they did was so great. Right now, we obviously in need of a service, we're connecting these kids from gangs to community organizations. That's a job.
Mm.
That is a job. That is you. That's something that you could create a company, whatever. Um, you could turn Drop My Flag Challenge into a nonprofit organization
Right.
where we help you get out the gangs, navigate, and help you into, you know what I'm saying, back acclimated to the community, get your driver license, get your education, get you a trade. We can help you with all these things, and we'll be getting paid from the government. That could be a nonprofit organization right there in itself. To
But
drop my, just like Black Lives Matter was an organization, the Drop My Flag Challenge or the Drop My Flag could be an organization, bro. All it takes is for somebody to start it and to start working.
do
That's
you
it.
think do you think this is like a rising for like like do you think this is gonna trickle all around through the South and the West Coast? Do you think it's gonna end up on the West Coast where dudes pick up like, yo, man, actually, I'm with that? Do you think that? And with that coming, is it a rising? You know what I'm saying? Will it be
I think
televised?
so
Like, cause
because
I think like I'm saying it like this because over the years, right, we haven't seen a powerful rush such as the '60s. Like it's been over, I say like a good like
yes, we
40
did.
years.
Yes, we did. We
When
seen it with the gang shit. What you talking about?
no, 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 no. We didn't. No, 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 no.
That's a power. No, listen. It's not a. It's a negative movement, but it's a powerful movement.
So we can't put it in in the same aspect
Black
as the
Lives Matter.
Panthers.
Black Lives Matter.
That's definitely nothing close to the
It was
Panthers.
close. It was close.
No,
No, because it was
no.
a positive. Hear me out. Hear me out. It was a positive movement that went across the whole America.
I don't. But it wasn't ours. I'm
Yes,
talking
it
about
was.
us.
What you talking about? Yes, it was.
Nah, it wasn't. I don't. I don't think. I thought. I
To be
really don't think.
Camaro, yes, it was, bro. No matter how people try to talk down about it, it was owned by blacks. They might have let white people in later, but it was white people down with the civil rights movement. You can't just say because white people's down with it that
I'm
it's not
just
for the
saying. I'm
peoples.
just saying. Us as a group of people, it's nothing that move like the Panthers actually out there after school programs, feeding the kids, protecting the community. You understand when it first started. You understand powerful black brothers and sisters coming together, one accord, one beat. You understand one tune. It has not been a powerful movement since then. You understand? They broke us down after that
But
movement,
I
and it
gotta
has been a
disagree with you.
destruction
I gotta disagree
in
with you.
our community since, bro.
Yeah, but
We
you right
haven't got back on that same path yet, and this
because you
could
know
come
why?
out of it.
Hear me out. Hear me out. Because they won that war. So what you're saying is you want us to repeat the same war. These are different times. This is a whole different war. We need new minds to come up with something different than what they came. That was for their time. And don't get me wrong, we can use points and things because they beat stuff that we don't have to fight.
It's
They
not no, but I disagree with that, big bro, because you
they
saying it's a
beat
new
stuff that we
war.
don't
It's
have
the
to fight, bro.
same
That's a
war. The
fact.
war is not the war is that the only thing that's different about this war is they added technology. Every year they add something different to the war, bro, to kill us, bro, or make us stupid in the mind like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, bro. Like, I'm keeping it real, bro. Like, it's no powerful movement. That's it. I think with this with this right now, if dudes actually come together, you understand, and actually follow this, you know what I'm saying, and put them flags away, we could actually, you know, rise up together because dudes gonna start seeing the light, like, yo, damn, hold up, bro. You know what I mean? Like, they only want to, destroy us, bro. You understand? Dudes getting back on their dean, they spiritual journey. You understand? That's what we here for. You know what I'm saying? To walk through that spiritual journey, bro. You know what I'm saying? And we adding all this negative vibe and doing all this negative shit that we don't have to do, man. You know what I'm saying? What happened to dudes, you know what I'm saying, actually living righteous? You know what I'm saying? What's wrong with bumping your head? What's wrong with actually, building and actually, like I said, sharing ideas? To make, you know what I'm saying, like to make each other better, man. It's just that's my thoughts, man. You know what I'm saying? Like I just think different. You know what I mean? I guess.
What's up, New York, Nikki? What up? What up,
New York
Cosmology
Nikki
Base?
baby,
Salute.
salute.
But I understand where you're coming from with that. But you see how one person just started this whole movement It's already on the West Coast. It's already on the internet. Other people are following it.
Right.
It only take one person, bro.
I
It don't
agree.
take two. It don't take three. It take one person.
I agree.
Rosa Parks sat down on that bus.
Right.
Rosa Parks and started the whole civil rights movement. One black woman sitting down on the bus and saying, "I'm not getting up for a white person." One woman that said, "I'm not getting up." That's where it starts from.
Yeah.
One person can change the whole world, bro. That's what one person can change the world. It's
I
just that.
agree.
It's just that you got to be steadfast and solid in your movement or whatever you do. It's easy. Money is easy. All this stuff is easy to make. It's easy to do. You got to just have the will. Once you got the will, then it's over. You done. It's over. You won already. You won already. And that's why it's moving like that because Hocus got the will. He
And
got
we
the
gotta
voice.
and we
He
have to protect him by all means necessary, bro.
and that's what I'm talking about. And
We have to
see,
protect Hocus by all means
and
necessary.
that's what I'm talking about. When you got like Shaquell, salute to Shaquell. He's one. He supported. He supported Hocus, but he also supported the people that were still in the gang. I don't see nothing wrong with that. It's when you speaking down about somebody doing positive like what Pimp did. That's what I'm saying. It's when you start speaking down about something positive for our peoples is when I got the problem, bro. Like, come on, you supposed to be a ex big homie or whatever you was, bro. You showing that you was a straight clown, bro.
Yo, I mean, I know, yo, just talk real talk. I know Hocus got the RICO, but like I said, I don't look at Hocus 45th as an active gangbanger. I can't see Mikey B or dudes can't look at me or anybody else that's actually on these internets. You understand what I'm saying? Or even putting themselves on social media, period,
I
as an
seen
active No, bro. Gang members is not outside. I mean, not on the internet. You know what I'm saying? Fucking doing news and reporting news in the hood or what's going on. No, they're not.
I
Gang
seen
bangers is actually on the street shooting, committing violence, committing acts of crime, and doing things that a gangbanger is supposed to do. That's an active gangbanger. An active gangbanger is not, you can't, me, you, just talk, real talk. All of us know we're not gangbangers, bro. We're not even considered like even gang members, bro. Like that shit used to be. What you used to be is done. You understand what I'm saying? We're not actually out there killing Crips. We're not killing Bloods. We're not killing folks. Nigga, we sitting home eating good meals, eating coochie, eat all that. What are you talking? Like, you can't look at Hocus like that, man. I don't look at him like that. I look at Hocus. I couldn't even see him at like he stayed at sex money. He got ties to the sex money. That's the only thing I could look at him as. Like you got ties to them. But far as me looking at you as a gang member or a gang banger, like I can't do that. You know, I
yo, check
can't.
it out. Wild Bill from the Bronx, right? Salute to Wild Bill from the Bronx. He be up there with I think he be up there with Hassan Campbell sometimes. He got his own platform now.
Right.
I seen Wild Bill say, you know, the Malcolms and the Martins and all that. He said, we them now. It's true. No matter how, you know, it's a different time and we come in a different form, but we still these same people that's speaking out for the betterment of our communities, and they had checkered past too. Maybe not Martin, but Malcolm did. So a lot of our greats, a lot of the Panthers came from the streets and went into the you know, the revolution. They had checkered past, they did things in their past, they was in the streets or whatever they was doing.
Right.
And they came up. So we ain't turning nobody around and nobody down, no matter what you did before. It's about what you're doing now for your peoples and for yourself and for your family and for your community. It's about now, bro.
The choice is yours.
You know what I mean? It's about now. And right now, with this movement, like I'm telling you, that movement, any movement that you create, it's about to create. It's about the division. If you don't have a vision, then you can't see. A leader is a visionary. You got to have vision of where we're going and where this is going to be and what's going to happen. I heard Hocus say that this is going to help the homies behind the wall and help people where he's going to turn it into some type of organization. I hope he follows up with that because it can easily be an organization because you have so many people that want to get out the gang that don't know how to. It should be a company, a business, an organization just for that in these communities for people that's trying to lead these gangs. And I'll support him on that. If he needs help with operation or organizing or doing anything, I'll help homie with that. I'm gonna contact him and let him know because I did a lot of work in that area in gang intervention and a lot of stuff that I was doing. I did a lot of that work as well. So I don't got a problem with putting our heads together and building it. But just us right now talking and supporting and posting like Styles P and everybody else did. Like I seen Fat Joe in the comments, like yo, salute. Like a lot of dudes is supporting, you know what I mean? Dave
Yo,
East. I seen
real
Dave
talk.
East. I seen Dave East in there supporting. A lot of dudes supported that. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, I respect it, man. Like I said, man. You know, get behind it, man. If you with it, you got a choice, man. You know what I'm saying? Like you got a choice and an option, man. If you want to still live that lifestyle and always have somebody telling you what to do or getting calls from a grown man that's older than that's younger than you probably or a grown man that basically never achieved nothing in life. You understand? If you want to be amongst that and you want to still be amongst that energy, then go ahead, run with it. You know what I'm saying? Like you got a choice, you got options, but like the real ones, they see what's going on. They see the movement, they see a lot of change that could come from it. They see, a lot of violence that will be down if we come together like this. And also not only that, Hocus, um, he's a good brother, man. Like I said, he's a very good brother. You know what I'm saying? He always speak positive. I mean, we get into our scraps on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? The brother even had, put the guns down, pick the gloves up type, events and all that. So, he like I said, he always been on positive time, man. You know what I mean? We got to get behind this, you know. It's time, man. It's time, man. It's a lot of things are shifting. You know what I'm saying? Dudes is waking up, seeing there's no progress in these gangs, seeing that a lot of our brothers is dying and going to jail. It's indictment after indictment, man.
Hey yo,
Like
let me
it's
tell you
it's
something
nasty.
too. You right. Let me tell you something too though. With Hocus doing this, people say him dropping his flag, this is gonna help him with his RICO case. From what I know, with him showing a powerful voice against what's going on, it might make it worse.
Worse. This is what I'm
I think
saying.
I think with him showing, because now he's showing he's being a real positive leading black man. You know what happens to black males in America that have strong positive voices?
That's why I said protect
So
him.
now, dude just saying that he doing it because it's RICO case, they might be like, hold up. Who he think he trying to be? Malcolm, the next Malcolm? Who he trying to be the next? You see what I'm saying? And let me tell you something. When you get these things, you don't see them coming. You don't see that shit. We didn't see Obama gonna be the president. I know. I ain't think I would see a black president in my lifetime.
We didn't think we was gonna see Bloods on the East Coast.
But when these things happen and people come to us in different forms, in different ways, bro. You think they understood what Jesus was when he was walking? They didn't know what he was. They stoned him. They did all kind of shit to him. They didn't know they had a prophet amongst them.
Right,
They didn't know that.
right. Talk
Just
your
like
talk.
now, you think prophets are sent to us throughout these years. You think all these times when you see these people, the Martins, the Elijah, no matter who you say, from any religion, you think they knew who they was in them times, bro? They didn't know.
Right. Talk your talk.
They didn't
Talk
know.
your talk.
So you don't
You
know
gave
what
me
the
yo, you
future
just gave me
holds,
goosebumps just now, bro.
but that's the facts. They didn't know. The three wise men knew who Jesus was, but everybody didn't know. They was just in Nazareth. He was just Mary's son.
Hmm.
That's Mary's son. He went to Egypt, got taught. That's when he came back and was Jesus. 40 years. Homies in his 40s. We got time to learn. Some of the best Christians, some of the best prophets was warriors.
Mm.
They was killers. God is recruiting killers. You think God ain't recruiting no killers? You better read the Bible again. You better go check out Paul, who became Saul. He was prosecuting, he was killing Christians.
But you know what? And that goes back, and this shit, it goes so deep, bro, because we put God in an aspect as a body or a form of, like, yo, it's so, man, I just, it's so much, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't even want to go there, man. I was about to
Mo
get
is
into some
funny.
real craziness just now. You know
What's
what I'm
that?
saying? But
What's that?
I'm just saying the thought of how they put, God and the images of God and Jesus and all this. You know what I'm saying? Like, we got a lot of reevaluating to do. You know what I'm saying? A lot to touch back with this earth, man. You understand? Us as kings and queens, just with nature, man, we owe a lot back to this earth right now, bro, that we not understanding. Our energy is off completely. We out here partying like when Moses went up to get the commandments right now. And everybody partying to bulls, everybody worshiping this, worshiping that. Nah, we got to get back on our beam, get back to one beat. You understand what I'm saying? And one tune and harmonize. You understand what I'm saying? For real, for real. You know what I'm saying? All these landlines on this, what's the name that we not getting energy from? You understand that our ancestors traveled through these forests, through these deserts. You understand what I'm saying? To gather these energies on different and in different times, and we not doing that, man. We got to get back to that. We got to get back to nature. You understand? We got to get back to our energy, our true self. You understand? God created us in His image. You understand? And we not thinking about it as we thinking about it as, oh, the skin, the body. No, He talking about the spirit, what's inside you, the energy that's inside you, the soul.
Lord God, Marcus Garvey, excuse me, Bob Marley said it. Lord God is a living man. Jesus said it. Jesus said, didn't you say we are gods, but we'll die like mortal men? When they were stoning, when the Jews were stoning Jesus, and the Torah says that. He says, doesn't your law say, because Jesus from the is from the New Testament, but the Jews, they follow
I
the
gotta
Jewish
charge
people,
up.
they
Oh man.
follow the Torah, the Old Testament. In the
Right.
Old Testament, it says you are gods, but you will die like mortal men.
Mm,
You see what I'm saying?
mm.
So we got the God property, bro. You hear the scientists talking about that now. Now the greatest scientists are saying that we God. The gods and earths, the God body was onto it, bro.
But we don't take our time to meditate and open that third eye, that pineal gland. We don't take the time out every day. You think these prophets and these kings, even these kings out there, they meditated throughout the day. They just sit up and smoke weed all day, drink liquor, sniff cocaine, pop pills, shoot dope. You understand what I'm saying? They didn't do that back in the days. They ate very good vegetables. You understand what I'm saying? They worked out. They meditated. You understand what I'm saying? They was kind to others. You understand? They did to others as they want on to themselves.
But
You
I think
understand what
I
I'm
think they
saying?
really, I don't want to break your peace, bro. Excuse me,
Go
but
ahead.
I want to get this in. When the when the nation of God, the earth came to the East Coast, I think that's why they promoted that gang shit through us, through the music, through the so bad, because we was on that wavelength with the nation of gods and earths. We was really on the right wavelength. Come on, bro. You had dudes in the ghetto that know the distance, that live in the process, that know the distance from the earth to the sun.
Come on.
Dudes knew high science at a young age,
So
teaching
when do
science, teaching mathematics and science in a young age, bro.
so
They had to get us out of that, bro. I'm keep telling you, what would America look like? What would we be like if we were all militant?
this is what I'm saying,
What
bro.
if we was all? What if we wasn't banging against each other? What would we be doing in this world? What would a black community look like? And we was all hardworking, God fearing, and doing what we supposed to do for ourselves and our families. What would we
Come
look like?
on.
What would our people look like, bro? This is what they do not want because
Skin glowing,
they
everything.
know we gods, and even through everything that we've been through, we adapt and we. You seen that post that dude posted from about what Chat GPT said if he came back to the earth, who would he want to be? You seen that?
Yeah,
He
he's
said he
saying
would
he
want
would
to
be a black man.
because we've been through the most. You got to remember, you got to go through something to know stuff. Are we? Why you think we was brought to these shores, or some of us was already here? Because we got strong genes. We are strong people. We are strong-willed in mind, body, and soul, bro.
Nah, you speaking some facts right now, bro.
Nothing,
And
nothing, nothing could get on top of us, bro. We
nothing.
came out of the worst situations, shooting each other, and we still come out and we be kings, bro. We
Now
come
for
from the
you,
worst. We come from the worst, and we adapt, and we still change. Look at me, bro. My life is a testament.
but yo, you said you hit it right on the note, Fars. New York. You know what I'm saying? New York was the wave. Back in the days, even with the guard body situation, it made its way all the way down to the south, even to the Midwest when the gods and the earths touched New York City. It spread like a wildfire. You know what I'm saying? You had dudes mimicking that as well. New York dudes has influence. So they had to break that up and bring that back to New York because, like
Grown
I
man
said,
business
if
TV.
if they didn't bring that back to New York, you understand what I'm saying? Like right now, the whole South, West, or a lot of that shit would be kind of
We
different
came.
right
We all
now, bro.
migrated from. We all migrated from the south. Most of us in the north migrated from the south. A lot of my family came from the south, right? But you got to remember, as the mecca of black people and movement was always Harlem in America.
Grown man,
The mecca for like black movement renaissance has been Harlem. So and let me tell you something. You got to understand too. You see, it's a big story about how they bought Manhattan off the Native Americans.
right,
There is power sources. There's places on this earth that is power. Once you got that, once you are there, that is power. Once you own key spots on this earth, why you think you can't even go to certain places? Nobody, military. They pick these places because it's power is a power grid. We inside of a power grid on the earth, bro.
right. Our body is energy. Our body is
Yeah, we
yeah,
run with that, but it's power in certain locations as opposed to others naturally in the world.
facts. Them power
Just
grids, that
like if you
facts.
go to certain places where atrocities happened at, you see ghosts and certain paranormal things in these places, bro. Why you think you got all that shit is real?
But that's why it goes back to what you said. That's why they kept us away from the science and the mathematics. You understand what I'm
They
saying?
had to get us off that. They had to get us
Because
off that.
because if we dealing with the science and mathematics, now we're actually going to look for them power grids. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what they got to deal with. You understand? Now we're going to look for that power down. So they had to get us off of that. You know what I mean? Like I actually agree with you on that, bro. I definitely agree
I'm
with you on
telling
that.
you, bro. They had to get us off that, and they promoted it to us through the movies, colors, Boys and the Men, boys. Snoop is the one that did it. That's why he. Why you think Dre got a billionaire? Dre took it. Dre and Snoop is the ones that brought it to us.
Mm,
We all that Jerry Curl shit. Easy and it was good. They was coming. They opened the door, but Dre was down with that too. Remember,
facts.
Dre was down with that. NWA hit with us on the East Coast.
Yes.
NWA hit, but they didn't hit hard like that.
Right.
They didn't hit when we was joining the gang.
Right.
Snoop, Gin and
Bo-
Juice,
Bought it out.
Doggy Style, it was
Everybody
over.
won. It was over. Everybody
Once
wanted to be blood or crip.
once that came in 1992, 1993, Bloods next year was Bloods. 1992 is when Doggy Style and all that shit came out. Why you think? And guess who took it from there? Who did they hand the baton to on the East Coast? Bad Boy, another billionaire. Who got the baton handed to him after that? Jay-Z, another billionaire.
Right.
What did they push?
Nothing
They
but
didn't push. They didn't
nothing
push
but
fight the
drugs.
power.
Right,
They didn't push fight the power.
right.
They pushed gangs and drugs.
Talk that talk.
They pushed gangs, drugs, and shooting.
Right.
They didn't push Q-Tip. They didn't push De La Soul. They ushered them out. They moved them out the way.
You talking that talk.
They moved dead presidents out the way.
It wasn't
They
to then.
they
It
moved
wasn't to
Public
win
Enemy
though.
out the way. They moved KRS-One out the way. They moved Kim out the way. What you talking about?
But it wasn't until they start getting that Billy or them 100 millionaires, then they start telling us to build get button up your shirt and this fake black power shit. Nah, they wasn't with that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like y'all caused a lot of this destruction in the community. You talking real talks, man. For real. You
They
talking real talk.
Jay-Z, he got the whole South. Jay-Z signed Rick Ross, Young Jeezy. All them dudes were signed by Jay-Z, bro. All them drug dealers in the South, bro, to push the drug dealer mentality, the hustle to the South. You gotta understand this is not by accident. Why is all these dudes the billionaires? Because they push the agenda, the best on our community, the worst. That's why people be saying these dudes are sellouts. I don't really say that. I don't say they sellouts. But they have to know at some point what you're doing. You have to understand the cause and what you're doing to the peoples with pushing that wavelength to us. We are soulful people. That's why music is so important to us. And we got to take back hip hop. We really got to take back that shit too. That's what we really got to do because that wavelength, the spiritual wavelength that we on, music is a power to us. They using the music against us. In slavery, we use music for us to get away from the slave master. They know music is very personal and very strong to black people. Don't underestimate that wavelength and how important that shit is to us. When we asked the spirituals, when we sang songs, when we was in slavery, it was for waiting for us to get out. We sang songs and told you how to move and how to escape from the slave master. The Dead Prez was singing songs of how to escape the slave master. EPMD, excuse me, Public Enemy was telling you how to escape the slave master. They changed that and they used the music against us. They know that we're going to connect to the music regardless. The 1960s, Fight the Power, excuse me, I'm Black and I'm Proud. James Brown and them used the music. They used the music to back the Black Power movement. Definitely deals with the chakras. But they used in the 60s, the music was in line with the movement. Brother, brother. You know what I'm saying? All them artists, they ushered all that shit out. And you still got good, I'll be finding good soul music, good songs and all that stuff. But they ushered that out. They ushered in the gang and they ushered in the drugs. And you have to understand that that is taking effect on our communities, bro. Music deals with chakras. That's right. That's right.
No, I agree with you on that, bro. I definitely agree with you on that. Word, farm.
Word up. But yeah, so we gotta just take control. We gotta, and you ain't gotta have the
This was
money,
a
and you
great
don't have to
show.
have the money to take control in the era that we in right now. You don't have to have the money, bro. You got a strong voice, you passionate, you you charismatic, you smart, you know how to market it. And let me say something. Hocus 45th is great at marketing and promotion. He's great at it, you heard?
Very great.
Homie is great at it. So whatever he do is gonna get out there and it's gonna get to the people. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Like I
Like,
said, I salute Hocus 45th, all his movements, man. You know what I'm saying? Like that's a great thing he doing for the
look at that drill
community.
shit. Look at that drill shit. How many, almost every drill dude either got shot or went to jail. I don't even know
Right.
no drill dude that ain't get shot or went to jail, bro. That whole drill scene.
They still going to jail right now. They just did an indictment on the I think if I'm not mistaken, they just did an indictment on the brims out there just now. Like, what are you talking about? Like, they not playing by the minute, man. Like, and they not taking them one by one anymore. They taking them by the 20s, by the 40s. Dudes ending their life. Two dudes catch a body, and everybody going down for it. You understand what I'm saying? Because they down with gang. Or you know what I'm saying? Like, I just seen a kid, he died. I think he was from the Bronx or Brooklyn, if I'm not mistaken. Young dude. He died. His gang went out there, retaliated. Now all they was making music. You understand? They had a little career.
Yo, bro, I ain't gonna lie.
20 dudes.
It's history on how many black musicians has died in the last 20 to 30 years, bro. I don't think it's a time where more musicians were killed in an era. I think this is the
Mm.
worst era ever of music in the world. I don't even think there's another time in the world where they just killed all these musicians like this, bro. That's some crazy
Nah,
shit in
it's
itself.
nasty.
They and nobody is
It's
even
nasty work.
reporting that. I'm gonna put something together on that. I'm gonna do the research, and I'm gonna put together something on all the musicians that died in the last 20, 30 years due to rap music and the gang shit all together. Because remember, once the gang went viral from California and Chicago and it went viral, the Bloods and Crips went viral, that made an uptick in all the dying in the music. That all that stuff is like
The banging on wax, all that. You know what I'm
all that stuff
saying?
coincides. It's like you can see the correlation between the uptick in that shit in the music and the people dying. You know what I'm saying? But I
Right,
know
right, right.
it's no time in history, bro, that this much musicians die, bro. There's no time, bro.
Man, the rising is now, man. Now I'm saying, I'm just keeping it real.
Straight up.
Before I tap out, I want to say something before I tap out, Mikey B.
Yo,
The
this is a
rising
good
is
one. This is
now,
a
man.
good show
Even
right
with
here,
the
bro. This
promo,
is a classic right here.
yeah, this was a great show, man. Not. You understand what I'm saying? Even you're gonna continue to destroy your community. You know, keep these babies with these chains on their neck and keep whipping them instead of teaching them and getting them back into the science and mathematics that's going on around the world, man. You understand what I'm saying? That's what we got to do. We got to start building again, man. You know, become. You understand? State. You understand? You'll see black brothers and sisters. So every day, peace, queen, peace, king, peace, young king, peace, young queen. You understand? Walking around righteous with love and energy, bro. You understand what I'm saying? What happened to to us wearing the, coming outside, not caring about the public, about what we wearing and how we moving and stuff to that, man. Either you on the devil's side, godly side. You understand what I'm saying? And that's just the bottom line, man. And if you ain't on the godly side and you ain't doing right,
Yo, Ramel, love you too. Salute. Ramel here. Salute to y'all. But yeah, bro, you right, bro. We got to just get back on track. And it takes things like this. It takes one person. It takes movements for us to just get together, start talking, conversating, and actually building, getting to it. And let me tell you something. You got Abdul, you got Muslims, you got all kind of guards, you got everybody over here, right? Imagine,
right.
let me tell you something. Before we leave, Little Dirk, before he went to jail, he had all them people in Chicago praying, all them dudes leaving the gang and taking a shahada and turning Muslim. Imagine if they all them kids, instead of banging in Chicago, they all was Muslim. Think about that. Little Dirk had a big voice again on the culture, bro. He has videos praying with all those Muslims when his father came home and he was praying with all those Muslims in hip hop, bro. I think that's one of the reasons why he's in prison as well, bro. I'm not saying he didn't do wrong. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But just the imagery. Right after all of that, they took him to prison. You see what I'm
Right,
saying?
because they want.
Cosmology Bay, love you too, bro. Yeah, this is a great show. This is a great one. Yeah, I'm gonna get up out of here too. This is a great show, bro. Yo, salute to you, bro. I'm gonna close this out real quick. We appreciate y'all. Yo, it's crazy though. Even China is supporting the drop my flag movement. That's crazy. I thought China was gonna
Come
go in.
on, man.
Salute to all of Legend, Mo, everybody. You
Salute,
got
man.
art
Y'all already
inspired
know.
fashion. Make sure y'all go subscribe to the brother Cosmology Bay. He always got good energy over there. Art
Always.
inspired fashion. Eric Kumba. They be doing things with the basketball and stuff like that. They got good energy over there. Harlem Legend TV. Y'all already know about him. Y'all, tapping with the peoples, man. We pushing it though, but we support the I Drop My Flag movement. I did it years ago. I support these young brothers in the community, the people. You know what I'm saying? Um, and I support the people that's still in the gang that want to do the right thing for the community. If you want to stay connected to the gang and you want to be organized, just do right by your people. Don't destroy yourself and don't destroy your community. It's nothing wrong with being organized and uniting with your peoples. But the destruction of your peoples, this is what we got to stop. We got to stop destroying ourselves because really those gangs wasn't built for that on the East Coast. Now the West Coast, they're a little different. They got their own history. And I can't really speak for them. I can't speak on them or speak for them. But on the East Coast, the Bloods, I was a big homie for many years. So if you ever follow me or ever looked at me of anything in respect, I gained nothing from this. I gained nothing from trying to help kids get out of that shit and not get destroyed, not get killed, not do 25 years. You know what I'm saying? People that speak against this, that speak against this movement, that speak against the betterment of our peoples and our community is always a person that you got to look at with the side eye because they have an agenda. They have an agenda for you. If they don't want you to do better, then what do they really want for you? If they don't want you to do better for your life, for yourself, for your family, and for your community, then what do they want for you? What do they want from you? And ask them that. Ask them that. Man up, man. Woman up, man up, man. We out here, man. You know what I'm saying? This is a great show. Appreciate everybody for tapping in. I'll keep y'all posted. I'll be back. You know what I'm saying? Salute to Monster Mo. Make sure y'all go subscribe to my brother JTR TV podcast. He always got great content over there. He tapped in on this too. Make sure y'all go check that show out. I was checking that show out and the stuff that he was doing on this early as well. But this is our community, and we got to stand firm and we got to stand strong with it. You know what I'm saying? And we here, yo, Mike Velez, salute. But a salute to everybody in the building. This is a great show. I dropped my flag challenge. We in effect. Salute.